In ancient history, a war between the newly created races of Toril and the forces of Hell left humanity nearly extinct. In the post-cataclysmic world, humans placed themselves above all others, while races deemed undesirable watched from below. Ferox, a newly created race intertwined with beast and elf, were regarded to be even more monstrous and were forced into servitude. During the war, the gods and goddesses gifted unique arcane artifacts to those fighting against the Hells. These items turned the tides of war and brought forth brand new schools of magic in the form of the mage class. Alas, magic and hope fade from a world on the brink of destruction. Our hope now lends itself to a select and unlucky few.
Hello and welcome back to the Unlucky Few. My name is Liz. We're coming at you with 4 out of the 5 cast members. Whatever Audie was sick with last week, she has successfully transferred to Ash. So that we're down 1 more now. But that is okay. He is watching from home and he has some important stuff to do this week, but we'll catch up with that next week, I suppose, and just kind of work our way around it for this week. We'll do our best to bring you some entertaining stuff. So, announcements before we start. As always, this episode will be up on our YouTube, youtube.com/TuffDND, on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we will be here next week. Yes?
Yep.
Alright, perfect. And so, that's about all the announcements we have for you then.
Yeah, I'm Tech again, and there are people at the table that are sick, so sorry for coughing in advance. Not that I don't cough every week because of asthma anyway.
Yeah, but now they're like phlegmy coughs.
Mm-hmm. Delicious.
That's moisture.
I think we only have one person here who's healthy. Let's see if you guys can guess at home.
Make a game out of it.
Drink every time somebody sounds like they coughed out a lot.
Oh, drink.
That's one already.
Alright, so without any further ado, we can get right back into it. We had a fairly action-packed episode last week. Which absolutely stopped that. No combat.
But it's a different kind of combat.
Mm-hmm.
Combat.
Too bad it's next with all of it.
I'm really glad I decided to DM. So, upon coming back from the sewers, you, one of you, Syl, escorted your 2 prisoners out of town, told them to go find a specific person in the city of Waterdeep, and sent them on their way up the road. Coming back, there were some good personal talks had between, mainly between Gab and Syl, but also a combination of T, Kai, and Syl used your 150 gold. Ooh, there's a word for it. There's a word for this, and I know what it is.
Allowance?
I used stipend. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Yes.
I was thinking of it when I was watching the stream recap.
Stipend. When to hire out help for your upcoming mission to investigate the temple. You decided that the following day you were going to make your way up to the palace in order to report in on the job that was already done. And you guys got sucked into Sandra's Wednesday night plans, in which she's kind of just like, it's become somewhat famous in Dust Town that she just kind of like makes up what the night is supposed to be, the night of, and everyone is just sort of like along for the ride. So seeing all of you getting together for drinks, he decided to hold a drinking contest for you, which was very hard fought. Some of you did not do so well. Others of you did fairly well, and our member who is currently sick did extremely well, placing second in it. And overall, the winner was Rare, the best friend of Syl. There were some very feisty moments between Kat and Kai that I was not expecting. That just sort of happened. There was some other slight flirting done, much to other characters' enjoyment or unenjoyment. And then aside from that, there were some random love confessions that materialized out of nowhere that also took some people off guard. So where we last left off, everybody was just going to bed, getting ready to wake up very, very hungover. Aside from you, Fen, you spent a nice quiet night. And with the last couple of books that you need to bring over to the tower,
Since they were.
you can make your way over whenever you would like. Imagine you'd go over and meet them in the morning.
Yeah.
But for everybody,
What's the breakfast at the tavern?
It's probably pretty good food.
for everybody else, all of your, I will say, what do I want to do? You guys aren't going into combat today.
Are we?
So, most likely not. But I will say, as an effect of just the sheer how ungodly hungover all of you are today, skill checks you make for the rest of the day will be at disadvantage. Just because all of you wake up the following morning, sunlight flooding into either the first floor of the house or the second floor of the house, depending on where you fell asleep. Your head's absolutely pounding, your mouth tasting like absolute hot garbage, and all of you feeling terribly queasy and thirsty and in need of something warm and greasy. You come to, some of you unaware as to what your sleeping situation might have ended up as last night. The only one who I believe was fully cognizant of that was T.
Yeah. I drank a lot of water.
Yeah. So, T, you wake up still feeling like absolute garbage, since you are on the first floor, and laying on the floor, you kind of feel like a presence to the side of you, and you can smell the very, very possibly comforting smell of freshly made coffee.
Just imagine I groan as I start waking up.
As soon as you groan, you just hear from beside you, yeah, tell me about it.
Please tell me there's enough coffee for me.
As you get up, you can just see Colette just like sitting on the floor, back against the couch, head like on the couch cushion with a pillow over her face, blocking out her eyes. And there are 2 full mugs of coffee sitting there. Well, one like half-drank mug of coffee next to her and a full mug of coffee next to her. And she just like, with her hand, like gestures in that general direction.
I just slide a gold in her direction and then take the mug.
Fucking stop that. This is literally your house. I'm literally sleeping in your house.
In my bed, no less.
I told you could stay here. You could sleep up here if you want to. Don't worry, not gonna make any moves. Women aren't exactly my type, so pretty sure you're safe.
I mean, it would just be too complicated.
Say what you will.
I'll just start sipping the coffee and try and look around for Marsh, which I imagine is sleeping somewhere near me.
Yeah, still like curled up like underneath one of the corners of your pillow. So, heading upstairs. So Arwen, you are the next to come to up there, since Kai and Kat are the only ones who are in the second bedroom. In the 4 beds that are in the other room, though, one of them contains Gab. the other one of them is empty. The one you're in, however, you wake up to a feeling of just warmth and pressure on every single side of you.
Okay. So, I won't really do anything. I'll just kind of like look with my eyes to see what.
To your right side is a very familiar sight since you've been sleeping with her platonically for a while now. Is Luna just kind of like curled up against you? You're much smaller. How tall are you again?
5'1".
Yes, you're smaller than she is. So you kind of just like she like little spoons you. You kind of like fit right in the crook of her neck. You're able to then like flick your eyes left, and to the left of you is a still sleeping Rax just curled around the other side of you, and that's why like both sides are warm, and they kind of each have like an arm over you. And then laying directly on top of you, like face maybe 3 inches from yours, is Autumn. She's just like face down, like sprawled out over all 3 of you. You are just on the bottom of that pile.
Dang, Arwen.
I got in bed with Rex.
Also,
What charisma do you have?
Good question. 14.
it's not bad.
It's not.
It's pretty good.
It's average.
No, 10 is average.
Oh, well, alright. Well, it's above average. I think I'm gonna just stay there until someone else wakes up, because I'm enjoying myself. It's warm.
And finally, Syl. You wake up to an empty bed, and as you turn, you can see Gab starting to toss and turn in her bed.
Like a nightmare, or just
No, just waking up. You can see an absolute monstrosity of a cuddle pile in the far bed, and then you turn to look at the last bed there, and it is empty, but there is a like it's slightly kind of purposely untucked from the corner, and there is a piece of paper sitting against the pillows.
Do I know whose bed that is normally?
It's normally Rare's.
Okay. Okay. I can't even. So are the 4 asleep? Like sleep? Like because I can't see
Arwen's
Aaron.
awake.
Okay.
As far as
Can
you
I
can tell.
see? I was gonna say, can I see Aaron's awake?
No.
Okay. That's why I want to know.
Although, as you start to get up, you finally hear a groan from Gab's bed, and you just can swear. Actually, what languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, Infernal, and Abyssal.
Actually, yeah, she would be just speaking in. You would hear like a word in a language you didn't understand, and then just like, why do people do this? This feels terrible.
So we'll be trying to keep as quiet as possible, like to see what the paper is, because reading a note in private is much better than reading it in front of other.
On it says, sorry for leaving you a little bit early, but the first time that you share a bed with me, I want it to be for a reason other than all of your friends wanted you to get really drunk. And then it's, I will be up in the library until breakfast if you get up early. If not, then I'll see you at breakfast. And then signed Rare with a little heart next to the name.
Do I want to do a joke? Yeah. I'm gonna go out the door to go out to the library, but I would like to close the door as loudly as possible.
You do. You hear a couple more words you don't understand from Gab. And then you just hear like a very, very low grumble. Arwen, you would hear as soon as that happens, some jingling from above you as Autumn's eyes opened, and she just kind of like has to blink a couple times before she sees you. It seems like she's in a little bit of pain, but after seeing that she's like on top of you, she'll just literally like wave. And then from next to you, you just hear Rax grumbling under her voice. Fuck you.
I guess I charmed you into bed after all.
You say that to Rax?
Yeah.
And a very unintelligible mumble as she falls back asleep.
The romance we're all here for.
What?
The romance we're all here for.
Oh, for sure. Is Luna still sleeping? I'm stuck, so I'll just look at Autumn and be like, I'm trapped.
She kind of like shrugs before she just like slides left and then just pitches herself right. And you just hear like a little bit of jingling as she like rolls off of racks, a little bit more jingling as she like bounces off the bed, and then finally just thump, followed by like ching 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 as it like hits on the floorboards.
I'm still stuck.
You have like a way that you can like at least like kind of like like you could like slide downward too now.
Now I'm gonna steamroll over Luna.
Alright, so you managed to get over Luna. She like starts waking up as you get over her. It seems like she probably won't be asleep too much longer now.
Fair enough.
Where are you heading?
Food.
Alright, so heading down. And you are heading up to the library. Right, you head up to the library. Working at one of the desks is Rare. And she is the only one up there currently.
I'll say, isn't your couch in the library? No, that's. I always forget
First
which
floor.
one, if it's the first floor or not. I'll sit down across from her.
Oh. Truth be told, I did not expect you to be up yet.
I did not expect to be up yet either, but I am the first one awake of my companions that I know of. I know Arwen. I think Arwen is asleep underneath 3 people. He is the size of a mouse, literally, and the other 3 are quite much bigger than him.
Not Autumn.
Autumn is 4'11".
Autumn's a baby.
I have no idea. Well, I have a good idea where Kai is. I doubt Kai got
yes.
much sleep last night.
I believe I witnessed Cat drag him back into their bedroom.
I doubt anyone else was in that bedroom for the rest of the night.
Normally the only one who sleeps in there that I know of is Fen. But he was not present for last night's festivities.
Does Ben even sleep in the bed? I have no idea if he's
He-
eccentric behavior.
Sort of. He sleeps under the bed.
Now, what do I expect?
So how are you feeling?
I am starting to realize that a headache is my current feeling the last few days, whether it be drinking or not. And yourself?
I've had worse. Colette already made some coffee downstairs, so I was able to at least stave off some stuff with that. I'm pretty sure breakfast is starting soon down at the bar, so we'll probably partake.
I might take a late breakfast. I usually find my cure to be a very long hot bath.
Whatever works, I suppose.
Everyone has their own little cure, remedy.
Yes, well, I'm in need of... certainly need some food. She will, like, pick up a piece of jerky that is sitting on the table and just kind of, like, bend underneath the desk. And pop back up. Jerky's gone.
Are they okay?
Who?
Our little friend down there.
I think so. She seems happy enough.
I've
Isn't that right in front of the table you just hear?
I've been trying to learn Draconic as quickly as possible to start teaching her a few things. You know, our names, a few other things. But that is a very slow process. I never realized that Draconic is so rough sounding.
Indeed, it is a lot like Dwarvish in that regard. I've never been particularly good at learning those kind of languages, even with the studying that your mother used to make me do. It's not one of the ones that I've learned.
Yes, I expected it would never be one I learned either, but I'm finding it a fun challenge, and maybe if I teach it Draconic, how to speak Draconic and understand it, I can teach it Elvish, and so on and so on.
I don't know if you need any help or a tutor or anything. I believe both of the twins can speak it.
I believe I heard them speak it before, but I was unsure how well they could speak it.
I believe they are both fluent. It is a fairly common language among ancient texts, especially those of the arcane variety.
Also, why the note in a whole nother bed?
Well, I just left it in the bed that I slept in.
I was unsure.
Unsure of what bed I slept in.
No, I was just very unsure why you would put in a whole different one.
Oh, I did not put it in a whole different one. I just put it in the bed that I slept in. Do you not remember us falling asleep last night?
I do.
Do you remember everything that happened last night?
Unfortunately, yes. I remember how poor I did at drinking. I wonder why you guys make me drink sometimes.
It's entertaining.
Of course, it's entertaining.
Plus, you say some things that I do not believe that you would say sober.
Oh, yes, I am well aware of that fact.
So, what do you think about all of those things that you said?
I wish I could never say things first drunk, then sober. It's quite infuriating, embarrassing.
Happens to the best of us.
Did you think I would not mean anything I said?
Typically, when somebody says something drunk, I typically take it with a grain of salt, so to speak. I mean, it's the reason you're saying it drunk and not saying it sober. It's not like you haven't had the chance to ever say anything like that before. Just seems an odd time for it to come up.
Well, I am so going to thank T for that. She was such a wonderful friend.
It certainly was.
I swear to God, if she does not remember any of it, I'm going to strangle the life out of her body.
You could try.
There's no
Best
pressure
of-
I could take it.
I was about to say,
Easy.
best of luck with that.
So what are you going to do with all the prize money?
Oh, funny story about that. I've already spent it all.
You already spent it all.
Yep, every last bit of it.
Every last bit of it.
Yep, all 350 pieces of gold and all 10 pieces of platinum.
All the shops were closed.
Not closed this morning.
How early did you get up?
Early enough to spend 450 gold pieces worth of gold.
On what?
Call it an investment.
Investment.
Being intelligent with my money.
It's just a bomb.
Think of it like spent it on a business opportunity.
And what business opportunity is that?
Partners with Sandra now. I swear to Christ.
I'm not sure of the answer. Why are you not straight out telling me it?
Don't know if you would necessarily approve.
Just please tell me.
So,
So,
after you fell asleep last night,
yes.
it was a very impressive feat, by the way. You actually fell asleep on the stairs as we were walking up the stairs to the second room, or the second floor, rather. We fell asleep standing up, too, which was, I didn't know people could do that.
I've heard people faint standing up.
Oh, Bernie there. God damn it. But after I helped you into bed, I went back downstairs to make sure that there were no more of our companions in need of assistance reaching our tower. And I got to talking to Sandra,
Okay.
and I just started asking her just questions about the bar and just like the inn and the business and how, this is probably one of the most successful places in all of Dusttown. I mean, it even does a better business than several inns and taverns inside the actual city. And I just was curious how she came about that, as, she is a race that is not necessarily favorably looked upon. And so we talked about that and business and what she thought it was worth, and she told me that that the last time that she had the inn and all of her assets here appraised, it came out to 45,000 gold pieces. And seeing as how my prize money was 450 gold pieces, I offered her the 450 gold prize back in return for a 1% ownership business stake in the Desert Lotus. And she accepted. So
I wonder why she accepted. She got it all.
So a 1%.
I now own 1% of the business.
And did you work out details such as she gives you a profit of some kind?
Yes, I will be receiving profits of some kind. She will also ask for my opinion on a variety of things, different foods they're bringing to try, different activities they're doing, different expansions they might do, what drinks we'd be bringing in. And she also mentioned that that one day, not necessarily anytime soon, but the day would come where she would wish to no longer be in charge of such a place. And she enjoys the energy that our group brings into this, and appreciates with the initiative that I took in this, said that it would be nice if she could end up leaving this to one of us, or more than one of us, to look after when she no longer wishes to own the establishment. So, take it. Count you out?
Yeah.
That's a big decision to make in 6 days.
Well, have you thought about further investing in the tavern, or is it just a one-time?
We'll see how it goes. I mean, we've not exactly been in Baldur's Gate forever, so thought it's a nice prize. It's, I mean, what else would I spend that much gold on, honestly? I mean, it's not enough to crack us into the nobility here, so figured it's better than just wasting it away on nothing.
I mean, we wouldn't find the nobility much fun at all anyway.
450 gold worth of health potions.
Armor? Weapons?
So that's what you think you're going to be doing eventually? Be a tavern owner?
Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, we have not been here. We've only been here a week or two at this point, so at this point, it is simply an option. And as she said, she does not intend to step down anytime soon, so we will see where time goes. I'm just saying it is an option that has presented itself, and I like having options.
I understand. Well, I mean...
Sorry about that. We are back. So taking it from where we left off, so yeah, you would finish talking to her about the money at least?
Yes.
So, you gonna head down to Bath now, or is this the part where you profess your love to me again?
I'm gonna go take a long bath.
Have fun with that.
He will walk away mumbling underneath his breath about why does every woman he meets tease him so.
Well, to be specific, it's because you aren't this one. It's the last thing you hear before you shut the door.
Oh, my nose is bleeding.
I thought you said it was bleeding.
For real?
Yeah.
Is it bleeding?
No, it's okay. This is just to let you guys know I'm not a robot. I am a human person with fluids. It's fine. Is it like leaking?
Oh God.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
almost hit the chair.
I can see it.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
Anyways.
It's also on your thumb.
Yeah, because that's how I noticed. It's fine. Everything's fine. This will be washed. Don't worry. So I'm listening. It's okay. Sylvanus, going to take a bath.
Goes to take a bath.
Oh my god.
You head downstairs for breakfast. You see Colette and T just kind of like leaning up there against the couch drinking coffee. And soon Rare would come down to join you before kind of looking over all of you and just being like, breakfast? Gonna have to
I
bite
sure hope my friends come down.
Gonna
soon.
have to bite the bullet eventually. Some greasy food might actually be nice.
Can I walk on past them and just go?
Yeah.
Cool.
Rare will join you. Before she leaves, she turns back to you and just goes, "Oh, T. Excellent job last night, by the way." And then walks out.
You're welcome.
Do you remember what she did?
Yeah, unless you tell me she didn't. I don't feel like she was that drunk by the time she went to bed.
Yeah.
Once I finished my coffee, though, I'd head into the bar for breakfast.
Alright, so, the three of you at least, as well as a few of the NPCs, are now downstairs having some breakfast. Syl eventually joins you after his bath.
Fenton has a really big stack of books on the table next to him. This is the last of my pretties that I need to sort into the library.
Eventually, as you guys are ready to talk about whatever your plans are for the day, everyone is down there, aside from a certain purple tiefling and another certain artificer. So,
Oh, where's Kai
That's
and Kat?
stamina.
Fenton asks where they are. What happened last night? You all looked like shit.
I mean, we found out Kai isn't gay.
I didn't know that he was.
he's not.
Well, as long as he's comfortable with who he is, that's all that matters.
There was a drinking contest here last night.
Balderdash, I missed it.
It was it was an interesting time, for sure.
What was the prize?
450 gold pieces.
Who won?
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations on winning. You all look like you were certainly reaping the after effects of consuming large amounts of alcohol.
Cheers, bitch, I'll drink to that.
Yes,
himself to death?
that's what happened.
Oh.
He's dead.
And Kat is grieving of the loss.
Mm-hmm.
They made out at the table last night.
Oh! Oh my. And he looks like he's doing some sort of math in his head. I guess they must have... He moves awfully fast.
I mean,
What an odd group I found myself in.
they knew each other before we knew each other.
Oh! They knew each other. I bet they knew
Plus,
each other.
it doesn't have to take that long anyway. There is a such thing
Well,
as one night
I'm going to
stands.
have to let them know that since I'm going to be sharing a room with them, that they need to schedule some sort of time to do their tomfoolery. Because I certainly don't want to be falling asleep and hearing certain sounds and things going on.
Are we having the same conversation as they are?
I think I'm listening, but mostly eating.
Haven't you ever had a one night stand?
I choose not to answer.
Yes.
Listen, my romantic life is none of your business. I'm not going to come bringing different women home and expecting you all to hear the things that we would get up to. So,
You know,
I'm
it's
just...
okay if you're gay.
I
Right?
don't... Listen, all I'm saying is
Come on,
Kai
Captain.
can do whatever he wants. He just
Come on,
needs to
Captain.
schedule times
Yeah.
to do it so I don't have to listen to it while I'm trying to go to sleep.
I mean, I'm far from straight, but, like, it's okay.
I don't... How is this become a conversation about who I'm trying to get in the sheets? A nice lass, of course. Listen, all I'm saying is I'm going to have a roommate talk with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, do you want to hear the mattress moving about at all hours of the morning? And not because one is tired?
It happens.
It certainly does, but not when I'm trying to sleep is all I'm trying to say. Anyways, good for him. Good chap, just going for it.
Tina just very quietly chuckled to herself while finishing her food.
me eating.
So what exactly are you up to today?
Reporting the mission that we did. I think everyone's going to be recovering slightly, and then I am going to also try to look up any information I can about the valley and to see what we might be expecting. Like if there was ever times of bandits being there, what kind of creatures, just anything we can so we don't go in blind for helping Arwen.
Valley.
The ruins in the valley?
No, it's going to be the valley is farther than the ruins.
Oh, the valley that's farther than
Why are you
what's
laughing?
what valley are we talking about? Was that valley?
Sorry. From when the last time you got a drink of water, there was like a perfect bead
Oh,
of water
yeah.
that was just hanging from your mustache.
I was watching it.
It was just like it was
making
like
me
dangling
upset.
so precariously. But just like every time you like turned to look at me, it would just glisten, and I couldn't help it.
It's like he's the
Are you okay?
Sorry. Yeah, right. Research sounds good.
Why are we going to a valley?
That's what's happening.
I got an ominous letter leading me to the valley. So
Oh.
we're gonna go.
I mean, if it's on the way, I don't see why not.
Exactly.
It's past the way, but that's
You-
okay.
Follow ominous letters.
Yes.
Do you at least-
Especially when they're attached to your front door with a knife.
Oh!
There's one here.
Not here. At my house.
I thought you were.
From childhood.
Well, if it's something that pertains to you and is of great importance, I don't see why we can't make a little pit stop.
Do you at least know who it's from?
Potentially. Hopefully.
Somebody in danger?
Is it cause for concern?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, fuck it.
Oh, sorry. She's so brash sometimes.
Very.
It's quite refreshing.
Isn't it quite refreshing?
I will come now.
Scoot
I
my
think-
chair a little bit away.
Sylvanus, I just think you need to eat some breakfast and it'll put a smile on your face. As it has on mine.
Depends on what's for breakfast.
Sausage.
I was thinking of.
Oh, wait a moment! You are all inappropriate. And
Sausage.
eggs.
You do like
Eggs.
sausage.
I can walk away from
Listen,
there.
I prefer bagels. How about that?
Oh.
I can't win with you people. You're all dirty. You're all dirty in the mind.
I mean, nobody here is clean.
I took a bath this morning.
With who?
Myself! He like straightens his collar. Rude.
So,
You all should not cry so much.
so the reason why then that you let go to live with you is, yeah?
She's very strong. She'll just break down the door if I don't let her in. Oh, inappropriate. No, she is just my friend. Although she is a very attractive woman, I certainly do not feel attracted to her in that sense.
No, I thought it'd work a second time.
So I already walked away from the table.
Anyways, I'm going to go put these books in the library, and then I suppose we should go speak to. That's the mean, angry Duke.
Alright, in that case, I will be heading out to the, up to the academy, but, will you be ready to... Are we departing tomorrow, then?
Who is she talking to?
You?
Oh, I was serious. I said, Sil got up and walked away from the table.
Oh, where did you walk to?
Up to the room, get his things ready to go out for the day.
Alright, in that case, she would ask T then.
Yeah, I imagine we'll turn in the job and
Do some shopping in preparation. and then-
yeah, get some supplies, rest, nurse these hangovers.
Alright, sounds good. In that case, I will head off to the academy. There's a few last things I need to do, but I will also let Aqua as well as Knight know that we're planning on leaving tomorrow, so they will know to meet us here, and they will know to be ready to meet us with all of the necessary supplies here. Colette, are you coming with? Her and Colette will both depart. Gab will also depart for the day to go elsewhere. And you know from previous experience that Kat wants absolutely nothing to do with
Yeah.
that particular meeting. So, but I believe bless you. I believe that just leaves you with bless you. With Rax and Autumn, yes, who are both just like kind of like sitting there awkwardly, and Rax is just like, we'll probably just stay here today.
Understandable.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be weird if we came along, because it wasn't really like
You went there
our
for the first
job.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not really supposed to know who the job is from.
Can pretend that I don't.
That's why I didn't tell you. I don't know who did. But,
Unimportant. Chill. Head up.
I'll just take like a shower, get ready, and be waiting by the door, hoping that most people will congregate there so we can leave.
Right, so you're there. Eventually, I'm sure Fendian gets there as well after he drops off his books.
He doesn't
Anything you
plan
need
on
to do
organizing them
before
further
your
than
party
tonight.
leaves?
Bring the rest of my breakfast to the wormling.
The wormling appreciates. You bring the wormling along.
Can I bring the wormling along?
I don't see why not. She does need some exercise.
I'm gonna bring the wormling along.
Yeah, I want to piss him off. I'm gonna bring Mosh. I put him on my shoulder. Mosh.
Can I bring my horse? Do you think I'm?
You think you want to put your horse on
in
your
the
shoulder?
palace.
What?
You want to put your horse on your shoulder?
I don't think I'm strong enough. All right, you know what? I'll cast Mage Hand and I'll make it.
Ah!
Here's my dog.
Are you actually?
I do that. I cast. I dismiss it. No, I'm not gonna keep. It was just a joke.
Do I have? I think I have mage hand too.
Alright,
You
so
should.
I have mage hand. I have 5 you with my mage hand.
So are all 4 of you going to report then?
Yes.
Alright, so you depart for the Noble District. Making your way through the gates to enter the city, making your way through the Merchant District, making your way through the Housing District until you eventually arrive at the palace. Heading in. One of the guards at the front is just like, hold your business.
They're expecting us.
They being
I always butcher these names.
You don't want me to say it. So
Duchess Thalamra? Thalamra von Bumper. Did I say that
Excuse
right?
me. And
close enough.
Grand Duke Bastion Breakdown.
Under
You can't say that.
under what business?
had a hard hiccup.
Sorry, that hurt.
We're turning in a job. They're expecting us.
Alright, follow me.
Thank you.
Alright, so you guys walk in, led up a few staircases, down a few hallways. At one point you see the familiar face of Lucian Brightvein kind of walk past you. Recognizes, actually at this point recognizes all of you, so just as he walks by all of you, just kind of gives you like a pleasant smile and a curt nod.
Oh, he
Walks
seems
by
like
you.
he's in a
I do
better mood.
this.
He kind of like, there's definitely like, he gives you like a polite smile, but upon seeing that, like you can see like a genuine like pull at one of his lips. Alright, you're eventually led to a set of double doors. The guard kind of stops short and just sort of,
Anyway, make sure you have the map ready.
Yes.
Good. Good
Me,
man.
Audie, the person, I was
Good man, Benjamin.
Are we all waiting? I'll just open the doors.
yeah. Looks up and just, yes, I was told that you would be coming. Come in.
hello. I bow respectfully.
As the 4 of you enter, Kai still missing.
He's bedridden.
I didn't want to walk in on something that I didn't want to
That's-
walk in on.
Bedridden. That's not what he was writing.
It's a funny word for cat.
Cat ridden.
You guys are in a certain mood tonight.
Somewhere Ash is just watching this at home, just like,
He has a sore throat. Sorry.
Yikes. It's one of the only negatives of dating a transcript. Never mind.
Oh boy, it's gonna be the session.
So he would advise all of you sit down. His eyes sort of linger on you longer because you're the one person that he hasn't seen yet. Just go, was this the companion that was not present the last time that we spoke?
Yes.
Yep.
Well met, small mouse friend.
Likewise. Doesn't say anything else, but also very deadpan expression.
So, I hear that you have something to report.
Whoop.
Yep. We came across some guild members, some drow. We killed them. They had that.
And then I'll hand him that.
There was a tunnel that was being opened by them, but we collapsed the tunnel on itself, so...
That is very ingenious, going above and beyond, so thank you in advance for that. Let's see. A map to Menzo Baranzan.
We're already aware of what that is, and we're pretty sure that the drow that we killed were probably from that area.
Indeed. I also recognize the name written at the bottom of the note.
Why is he looking at me?
Well, you're a drow, but he also just looked at Quay Vorin, and this Quavorin specifically has been, from what I understand from the few reports that we get from the Underdark, a growing nuisance.
Well, none of us are from the Underdark, so we have no fucking clue.
None of you, really.
Raised by humans.
Sorry, that's me audio laughing.
Fascinating. Well, you have, say, no survivors?
You didn't really think it mattered.
It's pretty messy.
Once it gets to the heat of battle, you can't really. You have
Well,
to make a choice.
No, absolutely. I was certainly not asking for there to be any of them, so as far as I'm concerned, that will be a job well done. That said, both of you make a deception check with disadvantage. Because you lion.
Ooh.
Not too bad.
Like a big cat in the jungle.
The first one was an at 20.
Ooh.
Second one was another nat 20. Woo.
Oh, I have a really good one.
15?
16.
Ooh.
You have a large modifier.
I'm a bard.
True.
Also, my bow actually gives a little plus to that.
Well, I will let Kisk. Would you care for this back, or would you like me to keep this for my records?
Do you think that we're going to need it?
I don't think.
Can me Odyssey it again? I actually kind of forget what's on it.
I will just hand it back to you. This, if you collapse the tunnel, then for the moment, this does not seem like the kind of thing that we need.
Would
Plus,
you perhaps want to know where it is, so you could possibly post a guard there in case they try to reopen it?
Just say there's an outpost.
I keep hitting
Could
my neck
be.
on this.
I mean, it's more in your hands than ours.
could be useful. Thalamra, did you ever hear back from the two you hired through the Adventurers Guild? And she kind of like nods, and he's like, in that case, I believe we probably have enough information to go off of, but still, it's sounds like the kind of job that two people by themselves could not handle, like correcting that assumption.
Wait, what is he asking?
Sorry, I'm trying to decipher that question in my head.
So,
As Pat.
yes, he asked Thalamra if they had the information on where it was in the sewers from the two people that they hired through the Adventurers Guild. You know who those people are.
Yeah.
And he was like, that said, like, even though, like, we already have the information from them, like, it's still good that he hired you because it didn't seem like the kind of job that the two of them could have handled entirely on their own.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. It was
It's-
pretty difficult with all of us.
There was
Very
definitely
good.
some parts where inexperience showed, especially on our side.
Still, you have to start somewhere. I mean, they were currently referred to me as the hero of the city of Baldur's Gate, but there was a time that I was not aware of which end of the sword to hold, so everyone must start somewhere.
T makes an actual, like,
You hold the blade. I'm just kidding.
but she doesn't say anything.
Oh, they also had, I'm not sure if they reported, but they also had beasts of burdens they were using as well. Some added, so I'm not sure if those might be local to the area or in Underdark.
Yes, well, they're
I'll take it
actually,
to the butcher.
Axpeaks have known to be local to some of the, specifically to some of the mountains to the east of here, as well as some of the plainlands to the south before you reach, Culmshire. Culmshan, rather.
Do you have any further questions?
No, though I do have, possible discussions for the next job, and I wish to extend my praise to you further, if I'm being honest. I am, quite honestly, when this mission was assigned to you and you undertook it, especially seeing who your other companion was, not saying that you are not undoubtedly talented, but you certainly do not cut a very imposing figure. Sorry. I was not generally very hopeful. You have yet a tiefling with you, a half-elf who look, I would assume, to look more at home in a court of nobles than in the heat of battle, a Gnassi, a drow who was setting out to possibly fight other drow, which is not something that I was aware that happened, but I suppose you don't agree with a lot of the things that are going on in the Underdark then?
I don't have any strong ties.
Fair enough. Good to be your own individual person then. I apologize for thinking poorly of you before I got to realize that, and then I'm sure most people do not think very much of those of your race, but you clearly have proved wrong any naysayers with that, not just in completing the mission, but also your calls of judgment. You know, few guards underneath the flaming fence run by Duchess Thalamra here saw you escorting a drow as well as a young Ferox boy out of the city. But honestly, what I find impressive is despite the fact that I knew that, I could not detect any sort of lie when you looked me in my eyes, both of you, and told me that you killed every last one of them.
What makes you think they were involved? That child was one of their prisoners, and that woman was a slave. We gave them the armor so that they would be able to protect themselves, and escorted them out of the city so they could get away from their captors.
Make another deception check with disadvantage because that's also not the truth.
Natural 20 and 17.
I saw the fucking I was like, holy shit.
So 19.
Oh, that's much better than the first roll. You rolled like a natural 2 on the first roll, so you guys got that going for you at least. That one was unfortunately better. Kind of like looks at you and just... Some of those same soldiers also saw you make the trek from the docks near the entrances to the sewer with those very same people. It seems like it would be awful convenient, would it not? But even still, I'm not necessarily...
No, like, I meant like they were. She was a slave of the people down there, and he was a captor of the people down there.
Ah. From the reports they gave me, they did not give off that sort of vibe. The woman, especially, seemed to be...
And you thought that he'd be tied to the Underdark. People can't always be judged by their exterior.
Don't push it. Be that as it may, you were able to deceive me, had I already not known the truth, which is impressive. And you are able to make calls of mercy and judgment, which is also a very important skill. You know, not every single problem has to be solved by stabbing it until it is dead. You might not believe that by looking at me, nor by the decisions that I have to make on a regular basis, nor by the history that I have had in battle, or by the fact that many people think that I am some raging asshole who... Are you doing that, like, actually?
Maybe like behind my back.
Many people even think that I am just an asshole who found his way to the council. But there are problems that can be solved with mercy, and not all of them. Sometimes you can solve a couple things with kindness. I'm sure you had very good reason to do what you did, and I appreciate you having enough restraint to make the right choice, even if you did not believe it to necessarily be the easiest thing to do. So, I commend you. And I think your little group is exactly the sort of thing that we are looking for in order to help us with what is beginning to become a much larger problem around the city. And so I also am aware that you have call it a chore to run for our two very esteemed counterparts down the hall. But after you return from that, I would appreciate if you would return to us, because there is, now that you have passed your test, so to speak, some work that I would like to begin. Sorry, that was Liz hiccuping. Some work that I would like to potentially get you started with and involved in. Stuff that is a little more serious, stuff that has a larger impact on the city, and stuff that obviously pays better than the first job that we gave you. Well, once you agree to accept, I can begin to go into detail about some of the more serious issues that are beginning to plague this city, as well as this planet as a whole, the entirety of the Sword Coast, and all of Faerun. But if you choose to accept, we will pay you for your first mission up front. That would commit us to a bit of a partnership, but the total payment for the 5 of your services, we'll say, call it a 1,000% raise. Sounds good for your first job. So rather than 250 gold pieces, call it a 2,500 gold piece advancement if you agree to sign on for this. I believe that sounds fair.
That sounds fair to me.
What's the catch?
Well,
die,
the catch,
I don't know.
I mean, obviously, you could have died with this first job. Jobs are going to be dangerous. There is a reason that not anyone could do them, but you all seem skilled enough to have that not happen to you. And we would obviously, this would be a payment in advance for your first mission, so after we pay you, there would be an expectation that you would complete a job, but that is simply the way the world works. No, you have a job, or a good, or a service, and you provide that in return for coin. We would simply be paying you coin first before you did your end, to show that we would be very appreciative in having your help with this.
Can we still take on other jobs?
If you were to take on this, obviously, if an old lady down in Dust Town needs your help, you know, sacking some bandits that are bothering them down there or some other such, that is obviously fine. But if you were to take this, I would prefer this to be what guides the center of your attention, and for you to maybe not.
Sounds like it'll need all of our attention if it's paying this much.
I do not think you would be able to continue to do side chores for
Other members of the council.
the other two if you were to do this. That said, this is something that the four of us have all talked about previously being an issue to the city of Baldur's Gate, so this would be doing not only a service to me, but a service to them as well as a service to every citizen who would call the city home. So,
perhaps we should have a think about it while we're...
We do have a
Doing the
member
next one.
missing.
Is it a
Oh,
requirement?
the member who doesn't mind saying yes to anything that walks in his path.
Please, we tell him 2,500 gold and he's gonna come. Just,
Oh, how lewd.
is it a requirement, or are we still free to do what we want? Obviously, we'll get your job done. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, can we still take the jobs we want to take?
you can obviously still do as you wish. I am simply saying that the timeline which you will have to get these jobs done, along with what these jobs specifically entail, will probably not allow you to take on much else, let alone running to every temple that looks a bit suspicious once a week, or whatever it is that they will have you do. That said, I believe this was the only thing of importance that they necessarily were reaching out to anyone for. So, once you are done with this, I would also enjoy hearing a report as to what exactly you find out there, as that the building you are going to from them has been abandoned for nearly 3 decades now, so I am as interested as they are even to hear. I'm glad. Seems the one thing that they actually managed to do correctly.
Oh, I mean, tugs on his collar uncomfortably.
So, you certainly can take your time to think about it, but I would ask you deeply from the bottom of my heart to consider accepting, that's all. As previously stated, you would not only be doing a service for me, but a service for the city and its people as a whole, so in advance, I thank you for your consideration, and he will even get up from his seat and give like a curt bow to you all. So, is there anything else that you needed from me today to report, or was that all?
That was it.
Yeah, that was that.
Very well. In that case, I wish you luck in your excursion to the temple.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it. We will certainly need it.
Yes. I would, I do not know if they have, already told you this over the other side, my other two, compatriots, but, would be a little bit more careful than usual. Of all of the issues that are currently beginning to plague this city, we are beginning to see a lot more activity of a fiendish nature that is nothing to trifle with.
We've already noticed.
Very well. Well, even still, better to be vigilant and prepared than be taken unawares.
I agree.
Out of character, were we paid up front for that?
What?
No,
Okay.
you're getting paid after.
Yeah.
So, 50 doesn't do
And then Tia will be like, so, gold?
Ah, yes, they are.
that. Okay,
He kind of like looks at you and just sort of like gives like a very dry chuckle and just goes, well, if you do not have anything else for me, then you may depart. He kind of gestures to the door. There is a handmaid waiting at the door with 5 equal-sized sacks.
oh no, where's Kai's? I'm just kidding.
I'll hold on to guys right now.
But thank you very much. We appreciate it. I'm gonna take mine.
Likewise.
Take mine and leave.
Hope to see you again soon.
Likewise.
Sil should probably be the one that takes Kai's.
I was gonna say, it's like, gee, Ben, Arwen the rogue.
Fenton would not take
No
his
one
load.
is trustworthy.
That was 50 gold, correct?
Correct.
I'm almost.
Do you think that we should go
Is it
stop and
200
talk
each, right?
to
What?
Porter
50.
and the other lady
I
and
thought
let
you
them
said
know
it was
that we plan on going tomorrow?
What?
You said
They
it was
said
1,000.
just do as
Nope.
soon as we
Oh,
can.
I think we're
Oh,
supposed
this
to
is
let them know.
the one for the other two.
I've almost doubled my gold. I'll just from last time, how much was a healing potion again?
Uh,
50.
Average sells for about 50 gold pieces. Since you are what you are, you may potentially get upcharged. You don't really know. You also haven't bought a whole ton of healing potions in your lifetime, so you aren't really aware of what the cost of one would be. But you're also aware there are some budget potion stores in Dust Town that you could potentially explore.
I would on my way out, I would check to make sure that the posters are up where he said he'd put them.
So there is actually one on a huge bulletin directly outside of their office. At the very least. You also witnessed one. There was one on a bulletin as soon as you walked into the palace.
Have you seen
Those are the only two that you've seen so far, but like you have not obviously walked all around the palace, but it seems at the very least there are two that are up.
Alright, I'd nod and leave, and once we're outside, I'd be like, I don't know about you lot, but I'm gonna head over to Zenon.
Alright, I'm going to see if I can find any information about the valley.
I'm
Says
gonna
we're-
do the same thing.
So you're going with.
And you.
Alright.
Where you going? What you
Heads-
doing?
Also-
Heads for, what's her name? T? Tails for those other guys.
Tails.
I'm going with T.
Oh, I thought.
Also, I
okay.
just love how you have a note of cat equals like Kate. I just noticed that like stands out.
Looks like we're going shopping.
Good luck.
Lucky you.
Mm-hmm. Just like let out a sigh and just start walking.
I
Alright,
wonder
so
what
you
type
two
of books they have there.
you two head up to the library.
Yes.
Alright, which one of you wants to go first?
Alright,
which pair wants to go first?
heads will go first.
They can go
Tails, you
first.
guys go second.
I don't mind.
Alright, you guys are the Kraken, they're the one.
Okay.
Kraken.
Which one is?
You guys are the Kraken, the
Okay.
guys are the ones, you're the Kraken. So you're going first up in the library.
For the Krakens.
We are the Krakens. That's our duo name.
You
Mhm.
are the peaceful Krakens. You'll always save the day. Oh, never mind.
Why Nemesis?
Okay, so you guys head up to the library.
Mhm.
Oh, it should also be noted, you actually get stopped right as you're about to leave, by, Duchess Thalamra, and she'll just be like, "Excuse me, you small mouse friend, halt!
Small mouse friend.
I don't believe I caught your name.
I'm Arwen.
Arwen, nice to meet you. My name is Thalamra. I am the leader of the Flaming Fist here in Baldur's Gate."
Arwen's a little confused as to why she's introducing herself so properly, but he'll shake her hand. Nice to meet you. Absolute pleasure.
Apologies, if I may. She gestures down to the wormling.
Please do.
That's why.
I was about to say she crouches down and just starts like scratching like behind like down like the top of its head and like down its spine. It's just sort of like arching into it. He hasn't actually seen it until now, so you just hear, "What do you do?" Just like a look of pure confusion followed by, "How? Where? You know, you're a very odd bunch." He'll also like get up and just sort of like kind of like walk around you in a circle, sort of looking at it once before bending down and just like giving it a couple scritches as well. He'll get up and just he'll get back up and sit back down. After maybe 5 minutes, she'll finally like get like a little bit red faced as she realizes how long she's been taking before she gets back up and is like, sorry, you can continue. I just very cute." And then she'll walk away and sit
It's
back
okay,
down.
she doesn't mind.
So, alright, that's your trick of getting to everyone's bed. Having a pet.
Having the wormling.
I'm already cute. Having another cute animal just doubles it.
It's double positive.
Oh, that reminds me of, unless everyone has to go to the bathroom during the break, I can explain to you guys how the level up sheet works during the break as well.
Yes.
Alright, so you make your way up to the library. Where at exactly?
I want to go to the back left corner.
Go to the back left corner.
So you start just generally searching for books at random.
For my time of searching for information before in the library, I don't know if it's like alphabetical, if it's during like
By
the
subject.
hundreds by subject.
By
Then I'll
subject.
look for just like
Like history, geography.
geography mostly.
You remember seeing something about geography somewhere on one of the upper floors, but you forget which one because you didn't spend a lot of time there.
Oh, we have hours, so let's just start looking.
Alright, make an investigation check with disadvantage, as you are.
Yeah, that's not good.
Ooh.
That's not good.
And die. Ooh.
But I'm actually good at that skill. 13.
13. You're able to find the geography section on the 3rd floor. You are having. Do you still have the note, Arwen? Cass?
I mean, Arwen is Cass, and Cass
Yes.
is Arwen.
We are one.
Mm-hmm. You're a Legion.
So, you're able to find the section on geography. You're able to find like 1 or 2 books that mention the Philidrus Valley, but nothing in any sort of detail. Until finally, you hear a voice from behind you just go, "Can I help you find anything in particular?"
Do I recognize the voice?
You do.
Who is it?
You turn around and it is the prince.
Um,
Dressed princely.
Oh, I wish I was where you are.
You are.
Oh, I am?
You
I was
come-
in a different place.
No, you're all together.
Oh,
you better
great.
steal it anyway if you like.
Excellent. What?
Nothing. Just a dumb joke Pat
I
made.
think it processed a little too late. But yeah.
You looking for anything in particular?
Just information.
I think I found something I like already. What?
Arwen says that out loud.
Yeah, followed by what?
Seeing like you staring at him, just like intense blush before. Anything in particular?
I'll leave you to it because it's your quest after all, Arwen.
No.
As he gets up and walks to a different part of the library.
What are you looking for?
We're
Oh,
looking
man.
boy. We're looking for information on the Philidrus Valley.
The Philidrus Valley. Huh. Maybe 1 or 2 books that mention this, but that it's a very ancient part of the world, so it might predate a lot of these books. It might be in some of our rarer tomes. Let me give me a second and let me check on something, and I might be able to find something for you if it would help.
Lead the way.
All right. Are you coming as well?
No.
No.
I said I'll leave you to it. Well, it's you look out here.
As you wish. As he just like kind of like glares at you as he leads up the stairs.
He doesn't want to be hit on by a lower beam.
Stalker little thug. Right. So he'll lead you up the 4th floor, and then out of the library, up another set of stairs, and up to a door, and he'll kind of like knock on the door. And then answering the door is Colette. And Colette is just like, to what do I owe the pleasure? And also like sees you and then sees the wormling and just goes, never mind, I feel that I can guess questions about something that I can help with.
Yeah, we're looking for this valley. We don't really know. Do we know where it is?
This valley is very specific.
Yeah, we're looking for this valley called the Philidrus Valley. And we heard that you might know something.
The Philidrus Valley. I would know something, and I also have a couple books that may offer some more details. They are just our rarer tomes, which is why they're in the sectioned off part of the library. But as we are
Section.
the restricted section.
Sorry.
Right,
I
check.
will speak spell.
Yes. Check around.
Oh,
That's right.
expect.
Check around every corner, like.
Like you're looking for polar bears?
No, like I'm looking for basilisks.
Whoa.
Right, well, follow me. We are friends after all, so I suppose I can grant you access to the restricted books that we have. So she leads you to them. The prince kind of like bows and kind of like slowly backs away.
Boo.
Before just being like you don't see this, but he as he takes like 2 steps back and then like takes a step forward and just like it was nice to see you again, Arwen. And then like gives you like a wave and then just kind of like turns away and then just kind of like shaking his head to himself as he walks away, just like idiot.
You too, Finn. Finn, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I was right. Hope to see you again soon.
Kind of gives like a thumbs up over the shoulder and then like continues to
Can I
walk
see his
away.
like ears turning red?
Yes.
Finn the half elf and Arwen the mouse.
I'm excited. This is interesting. This is an interesting pair.
Yeah, so she leads you into the section and just goes, there are 2 books over there that detail it. Are you here by yourself looking for all of these?
Sylvanus was here, but he left me and Finn to our own devices.
He just kind of like has to like bite back a laugh before. Here, and she just kind of like goes to one of the bookshelves and kind of like pulls a book down, and then lets go, and it kind of snaps back up into place before it slides, and reveals like a staircase going down. Go find him and bring him up here so you can both hear this at the same time. I do not like repeating myself, so.
Sounds like a plan. I'll scuttle up and go find Syl.
Alright. While you're gone, you are looking at books on your own. Before behind you, you hear another voice interrupting your search. You're not having much luck finding things.
Seems so this campaign.
But behind you just hear. So, what you looking for?
Same voice?
Nope, different voice.
Do I recognize the voice?
Yes, but not as well as like some of the other voices you might recognize. It rings a bell. But
Turn around.
It's night.
Oh. Well, I was seriously looking for something, but Arwen has found it, so I'm just browsing at this point.
I see. Enjoy reading, man. You and that tiefling really are birds of a feather. She's an academic little nerd, too.
She's much more brilliant than I am. I'm more of a gifted in a musical sense than academic sense.
Fair enough. She's man, I don't think I've ever seen anyone take to a focus as fast as she has before, I'll be honest. It's a little hard to tutor her. She's so prodigious.
She is.
Had her hands full. But still, I'm sure she will impress in this coming journey whenever we get to experience it.
I believe more than one of my companions wishes to nurse various ailments before we leave tomorrow.
Battle wounds?
Yes, battle wounds. Kai especially battled very hard and was wounded very deeply.
Should I roll for deepness?
Roll for deepness. Roll a d10.
No, D12.
D12.
Oh
my god.
Looks like
What
What is wrong with you guys?
That's an 11.
Oh.
Alright, anyway. So we are leaving tomorrow then.
I believe so. I believe it only takes 8 days to get there.
Sounds about right. Depends on what time we leave. Could leave around dawn, but it might be better to leave a little bit later, in my opinion.
We are bringing also more than our usual.
I've heard it is going to be a whole party, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Good. Rather be safe than sorry. Don't need to go dying in some forgotten temple or anything. It sounds like a really disappointing thing to do after working so hard to become a prefect.
I thought it'd be prudent, and I know for myself, I know Kai and Fenrian probably agree as well. We're not the most sturdiest of ones, and keep you taken out very quickly. So I thought it'd be very prudent to ask a few that can take the hits and deal out those hits.
Probably a good thing. I mean, plus you have me and my sis coming along as well, so, well, I'm probably not that reliable. But Aqua, she's really reliable, so...
You showed you were quite reliable during the fight with the skeletons.
It's nothing. It's not...
Nothing? You destroyed them quite efficiently.
Yeah, but they weren't, like, actual, like, really, bad things. That was just an
skeletons are
experiment
very
gone
bad things.
Well, listen,
I am listening.
stop trying to compliment me.
I'm gonna do so more because you said no.
Kind of, like, glares at you.
Would you rather me insult you?
You remind me of what it would be like if I had an older brother. A very caring
Oh.
and equally annoying older brother.
I have been older brothered. For shame.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you're cute, but you're, not my type. She gestures in between her legs, if you know what I mean.
Yes. I've been hearing that a lot from companions to others so far this week.
Sounds like I need to meet your companions. Well, I've already met one of your companions.
You've already met one of them.
But, regardless, I don't know, maybe Aqua. I know she swings that way. So, she's basically me, but, more responsible and stuff, so.
You're not responsible?
Wow, we really don't know each other that well yet, do we?
Met once.
Fair enough. I'm sure you'll become aware of my various charms as we hang out more.
I suppose so. I mean, I know him to be in Baldur's Gate for a long time.
That said, I do have a question for you.
I have an answer. More than likely.
So, your tiefling friend, Rare,
Yes.
are you aware, I'm beating around the bush. I'm about to tell you something and ask a question that I don't mean to ask. Is she seeing anyone?
No?
No?
Oh, she just said yes.
Really? Seems odd. Tiefling, noble household, beautiful, talented, funny, not seeing anyone. Really?
That's correct.
Well? Alright, thank you. Anything else you need?
And like I said, I'm just browsing.
Alright, well, in that case, I will leave you to that, which kind of gives a salute. Excited to work with you starting tomorrow.
Likewise.
Oh, before I go, she'll come back up to you. Tell your companions that we plan to leave right around noontime.
You don't want to leave at dawn?
No, I think that would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, sure. I'll tell
This
them
is the one thing that I can do, smarts. So, I might not look it, but I'm actually a pretty decent planner and tactician when it comes to things like this. So, temple,
Temple.
unused for 30 years.
For 30 years.
Strange lights coming from it now.
As what they reported, yes.
Lots of fiendish, specifically abyssal activity happening recently.
Yes.
Takes about 3/4 of a day to get to this place. We leave at dawn, we get there at dusk, we go in at dusk, it's nighttime, we're fighting abyssal fiends at nighttime. Bad idea. We leave at noon, we get most of the way there, can see it just off in the distance, but we're not quite close enough to get there yet. We stop, make camp, sleep for the night, get well rested, come up with a battle plan, wake up, morning, go approach, about noontime, sun real high in the sky, fight abyssal fiends in the daytime. Better idea. Yeah?
Yes. Do you know if there's any caves nearby that we can hole up in? Because we will have to stay at least 8 hours away. If we're too close to it, they might spot us.
No caves, but there are some trees. It is
So a wooded area.
Keep in mind this is right along the edges of a forest, of a major forest.
Okay,
So
that works.
we do have some chances of keeping ourselves hidden, and there's enough of us that I do not believe cycling for a watch schedule should be much of an issue either.
Yes.
I mean, even if it was just the 7 of us, would be good. But Rare said that she was coming, so I assume that's at least 8.
We have, sorry, Pat's doing mental math, but now is that
Pat.exe is processing.
13?
13, I think?
Yeah.
That's what I came to. I was like, 13.
Oh, then yeah, it's going to be more than easy to keep a watch schedule going. So
Okay.
we should be fine. And
Mm.
probably no one will die.
If we take 4 watches, that's 3 people to a watch, 4 for 1.
Seems easy enough.
Or if you're not responsible, you won't watch at all, so 3 each.
I'm not that irresponsible. Only on some things.
Only on some things.
Yeah.
Where is she anyway?
Who?
Aqua.
Aqua? Currently working with Rare.
Oh.
She wants to practice a few last things and polish them up before she departs.
I should have known that one.
Yes. Are you aware of what school of magic that she is excelling in here?
No, she wanted to surprise me on the mission, so I did not want to ask.
Fair enough. In that case, I won't spoil it for you.
Thank you.
As I said, she had kind of knew she was special as soon as she up and showed up here. She has a very odd sort of focus that managed to work for her. One that has not been used in quite some time, but appears to, like her at least, very finicky little thing. But
I am not shocked. I have come across a finicky thing as well. I mean, I think they would see the harp.
Yes, that is. She told us that you had found something of interest. I would like to maybe a chance to study that more when I get the opportunity. But for now, there is things I must do to prep for the mission. I have to go visit the greenhouse out back, make sure I have everything I need in my herbalism kit to prep for any sort of maladies that come about during the mission.
Like different antidotes?
Antidotes. I can make healing salves and other things to cure sicknesses. Once again, as the assassin type figure between my sister and I, most people do not assume that I am skilled with plants and botany and the like, but it is a passion of mine.
I mean, mine's is mostly just music. It's what I'm skilled at, so I understand.
Yeah, kind of assumed by the, a violin and a harp, kind of a little bit of overkill, but yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I can do quite a special thing with it.
Is it related to the college that your magic comes from?
A bit, yes.
I believe I have experience with what you are referring to. It was one that was visiting a while ago. It was a bad time. I had a lot of money in my wallet, and then I did not have much money in my wallet. But we don't need to talk about that.
Oh, so that's the responsible part.
What?
That's the responsible part.
I'm terrible with money. And I'm also more of the dagger first, ask questions while daggering type.
I see. You would get along with Arwen. Easy. Yeah, Arwen and T, definitely.
At that point, Arwen, you would make your way down the stairs.
Speak of
Hi.
the mouse.
Speak of the devil.
Is this T?
This is Arwen.
No,
Arwen,
this is tea.
would you like to meet?
Cool.
Some more T sneezes.
This is how T stands.
That's just nothing but a T pose, just to really let it sink in.
But this is Arwen. He is our other actually very skilled dagger user.
Oh.
Very stealthy. Smarter than he looks. Knows some magic.
Ooh, nice. I also know some magic and I'm good with daggers.
Neat. I'm offended. Sorry, what?
No, she just also said she's good with magic and good with daggers.
But
What kind of stuff can they do with daggers?
Lots of stuff. I can throw them. I can shove them down people's throats. I can do this thing where I flick water at somebody and it hits them with an ice dagger.
That's pretty impressive.
That's
I can
Pretty cool.
just do this. She'll take both of her daggers and throw them up in the air. They go up and start falling back down to the floor. And right around head level, they just kind of stop. They just kind of like spin in their space before they just slowly start to rotate around her.
But
What is that?
Oh, that's what I can do with my mage focus. I am a blade dancer.
What does that mean? I know what it means,
yeah.
but
So they essentially present an aura around me that I can use to control the blades that I am bonded to, and I can use them to, bookshelf, do things like this, and she'll just kind of like flick her wrist forward, and one of the daggers just shoots forward and like embeds itself into one of the bookcases.
I
Pretty
want
sure that
to
breaks a
learn
rule.
that.
What?
So it's still just silently comments like, I'm pretty sure
I'm
that's
glad
breaking a
Fenyon's
rule.
not there.
And then occasionally I can also get them back. Should I throw them? And she just kind of like gives like this motion, and the dagger just like flicks back and just kind of like flies right at her face and stops right about here before it kind of like falls back into its rotation around her.
But Arwen, this is totally not codename Knight.
Knight, just Knight. I have a first name, but I prefer not to be called that.
Codename Knight.
Just Knight. You know, you're an asshole. We'll get along.
Secret Agent Knight.
Secret Agent Knight. Secret.
Knight's sister Aqua will be also joining us.
Yeah, we'll be the ones going with you on the mission that you guys have that we're apparently departing for tomorrow.
Is she a blade dancer as well?
No, she's a knight enchantress. She is my twin sister.
Got you. How did you do that? I want to learn.
We
Possible.
could certainly, I mean, next time you have some free time, maybe after the mission ends, we could certainly bring you back here and see if you have any aptitude for it.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, why not? It'll be fun.
Neat.
Alright, well, did you need him for something?
Yeah, Colette's got some info for us in the Villagers
Yeah.
Valley.
In that
What
case,
does?
Oh, yeah.
I will leave you to that then. I have to go back to instructing your tiefling friend on the finer arts of magecraft. So, it was nice getting to see you again. We'll see you tomorrow. Nice getting to meet you. I will see you tomorrow as well. Just be ready.
Sounds like a plan.
Shall depart.
And we'll go up the stairs.
As we're walking.
Yeah, we're going down to
No, I'm saying as we're walking, I would say something
Oh,
to you.
sorry.
What? Did you guys go straight to Colette's?
Yes, basically. We found a little office type area.
Yep, that's her office.
Yep, we were in there and she found a bookshelf, pulled a book, and then opened a secret passageway for me.
She does that a lot.
She's a character.
She's a character. That is for sure.
Let's go find out. Whoa. Let's go find out what she knows. Sorry.
That was
I can imagine a character like a book catches Arwen's eye. So,
Yeah, probably like a
so-
shiny one.
so like slow his steps so like they slow down more after walking. So, did you get to talk with Finn a bit?
Briefly. Why do you ask?
I don't know. He just seems very fond of you.
Does he?
Does.
He seemed like it. He said it was good to see me again, so maybe.
Mhm.
His ears turned red as he was leaving, but you know.
That sounds like he's very fond of you.
God damn it.
I have my ways.
Apparently, you woke up with 3 people on this morning.
Yeah,
Quite.
one of them was Rax.
I was going to say Rax, Autumn, and Luna. Luna, I'm not too shocked about, but Rax, on the other hand, was very, very shocked.
I think I lucked out that time because I tried it on her there last night.
Oh, really?
It didn't go over badly.
I mean, waking up with 3 lovely ladies on you sounds quite a nice night.
It was a good way to wake up. Yeah. Seeing that in the morning.
Are you perhaps interested in of them?
None of them. Well, I think everyone's into Rax.
I find Rax quite amusing.
Am I wrong?
No.
So-
Punch your DMs.
I was going to say, that reminds me, I sent all of these to Pat this past week, but during the break, aside from explaining the dragon things to you, I can also send you all of the reference art that I have for all of the characters, so you can get an
yeah.
idea of what they look like, because Rax's is,
Pretty cool.
yeah. Not as cool as your sister's, but still.
Then just platonically?
Platonically, for sure.
I mean, each of them are quite. I mean, I don't know Luna too well, but Luna does seem very interested and concerned about you. That's why Luna was offering to go on this journey with us to the valley for free, but I made sure she took at least some monetary payments. It felt wrong that everyone else is getting paid, but she's not.
Luna knows about the note, right?
Now you have a charter.
Oh, I gotta tell her about that. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
I told her some things.
You'll-
She said that it's more than likely from your younger sibling.
Yes.
So she knows some things. I don't know how. Well, I mean, generally we all came at the city at different times, so I don't know how long you've been here and how long you knew Luna for.
I believe I met her the same day I met everyone else. Day before.
Day before, yeah. That said, you had seen her around once or twice. And, like, once she said something, you kind of remember someone who sort of looked like her hanging around your older brothers, but, like, you were always too young to really, like, partake in a lot of the activities that they did.
I got you.
So.
Ellen, Rax and Autumn are both a reliable duo. I mean, Autumn shows she, even without speaking, she can be a very capable bard. And
Handy capable. Sorry.
God
I
damn
fucking
it.
hate that shit. I'm sorry. I said it ironically and I immediately hated it.
God damn it.
the worst joke duo talking right now.
Kill me.
But-
See,
Kick me off
I
the
was
stream.
going to say, is there more that you guys need to talk about as you walk up or no? Do you arrive at the top of the stairs?
Yes.
Alright, so you arrive at the top of the stairs. Colette kind of has like one book held in hand, another book open that she's kind of reading over. Ah, good. You both are here, so I can just go over all of this once. So, you are curious about the Phalidrus Valley.
Correct.
So, the Phalidrus Valley is located...
Can I see the note just to spell again, please? Thank you very much. I appreciate you, even when I make terrible jokes, which is often.
That's a funny way to say always.
I mean, if you invite Pat anywhere, it's
Maddie, I
always
like
bad
your
jokes.
piles.
I did it.
You did it.
I'll
Will you
my
take a
dice.
picture so I can post it on Twitter? No, I'm gonna take a picture. Do you mind? Do you care? Am I allowed?
I
You don't care? Good.
Do it. Do it.
Taking a picture. Meh. Oh no, you
Maddie!
How
You
dare
ruined it!
Soiled it. Soiled it.
Soiled
Betrayed
it.
us. You were the chosen one.
This
I
one's easy
believed
to
in
fix.
you. We all believed.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
There you go.
Dare you?
With backdrop.
How could you?
So, the Phalidrus
Got him.
Valley.
Yes.
Oops, I dropped something.
I was able to find
Oh, I know what I dropped.
a couple references to it here. The Phalidrus Valley is one of, certainly considered one of the most ancient places that has stood since the Sword Coast has existed. Possibly since the entire continent of Faerun has existed. And even possibly could be potentially one of the most ancient places in all of Torium.
Okay.
So, it is located north of here, approximately a 3 days journey, so probably 2 days further than the yes.
Can Pat pause you there? Just ask
Yes.
a question. How many days has passed since we took on the mission for the ruins?
2.
Okay.
You guys literally did the sewer mission the next day.
Then we're probably going.
No, you did the sewer mission that night. So it's you literally.
We did it the next night because the first night, I think that we did something that ran too long, so we were gonna do it the next.
Interacted with Rain.
Oh yeah, we interacted with Rain, and then the night after that.
We were probably going to need to send someone back to report our.
I thought they gave
No,
us
we
2
can't.
weeks.
Did they give?
Yeah, they gave you 2 weeks.
Okay, never mind. Sorry,
Yes.
Pat. That was weak.
If you voice that concern in person, Colette would be like, "Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've seen the note that you received, so I'm aware of what your plans are. But I'm sure not all of the companions that you've hired along will accompany you to the valley. And I know 2 people that won't will be the 2 researchers that are being sent
The twins.
Yes. So once they return, I am sure that Belin and Janik will both be aware that you. What, Janik?
Yannick.
That you two have succeeded. So, I do not believe you have cause to worry about that. Plus, this seems rather important. But it is approximately 3 days travel northeast of here. No, northwest of here. Very interesting in that the mountains that it sits up against on the west, as the direction you're going, as you travel north, the mountains to your west are actually directly on the other side of them is the sea. So it's a valley that is very close to the sea, which is why it is famous for what it is famous for, and why it is home to what it is home to. One of those mountains, as well as that valley, is known for being one of the last nesting places dragons in the entirety of the Sword
Always
Coast.
dragons. Always bloody dragons.
There be dragons.
This is gonna be the third dragon-related thing.
Pat grumbling under his breath. Fuck, I should have played fucking Solaris. I knew it.
Yeah.
Solaris.
He loves dragons.
So play a bard, they said. It'll be great. I'm gonna play a ranger.
Or he would be in heaven if it was.
He's not in heaven. He's just a little further north up the Sword Coast.
Has there been any dragons seen in the last few decades there?
One or two, but keep in mind this is not exactly a place that many people venture. The only thing, there are not any settlements within the valley itself, as, like I said, it is home to the sea. There are many hot sea springs throughout the mountain range itself, and that flows down into the valley, so that the river and the few streams that run through the valley are all saltwater, which makes it not a particularly good place to settle. And they simply come through the mountains and into the valley, and then out of the valley and back into the sea. So it is kind of in its own little world, so to speak. It allows a wide variety of interesting flora and fauna to exist in there.
But we can still walk through the valley.
You can still certainly walk through the valley, but just keep in mind that you will not be filling your water canteens from the main river. There are some fresh springs on the eastern side of as you're approaching northward, the mountains that are on the eastern side are filled with some freshwater springs, and a few freshwater streams that eventually mix into the saltwater. But it is why it is such a popular place for dragons, as they have mountains to roost in, and a valley, and the plains that exist within inside the valley. It's very hilly with a few trees, and very comfortable for them to lay in, as well as fresh water for them to drink, and an ocean for them to fly over and explore.
So we are the closest settlement here.
Yes, aside from one. I mean, obviously, I believe Silvery Moon is about equidistant, but they are simply northward of the valley.
So they're 3 days farther north.
That is correct, but keep in mind there's an entrance to the valley from the south, which I imagine you will be taken. There is an entrance from the east that is small and very precarious if they were to try and get in. That is from the east, probably about 3/4 of the way into the valley, and then the valley comes to just about a dead end northward, aside from a small pathway that leads out to a peninsula, a larger peninsula of sorts of land that is sort of secluded from everything else. And last I actually heard, there are rumors of a village existing on that peninsula, a small village. So I do believe that may be where you are heading for. If they are referring, they are saying to come north through the Philidrus Valley. I cannot think of another thing that exists. The thing that would exist northward. I do not know the name of such village, but I do have heard rumors that there is one. So I believe that is what you're looking for. Is you right? After I was going to take it in between your bit and their bit.
Gotcha.
Other than that, only other information I can find, there is apparently a lack of poisonous creatures that exist in there.
Wonderful.
Since many poisonous creatures rely on freshwater. Apparently a large amount of creatures existing in there, since there are saltwater creatures that can survive in the rivers and streams and such, and freshwater creatures that require water and such to survive along the eastern border of the peninsula, or God, not the peninsula, the valley. As well as dragons that favor the sea, that would favor mountains. Keep in mind these mountains are quite old, and many go high enough that they have snow-capped peaks year-round even, which is impressive in a climate such as this. So, this is all the information I could find. I hope that does you well.
Something at least. Better than we had before.
And if you should have any other questions, I already scoured them, so I don't know what you would find, but you can take both of these if you wish, and she'll hand you over the books.
I'll snatch them, but politely.
Just make sure to return them when you come back. I wish you best of luck in your journey, since I will not be coming along, but I hope you find what it is you are looking for.
The help is much appreciated.
Especially if it is family. Family is very important.
Been a while since I've known where mine was.
Hopefully this can help. Do try to come back alive.
I mean, if I don't, it's one less annoyance.
I wouldn't exactly call you an annoyance. I think I annoy you, but you don't annoy me.
I can recall Silver Dragon really annoying you.
Not so much annoyed. Surprised. Shocked. Taken aback.
Panicking.
Confused. How would you not panic?
Second dragon I've met, so.
A very sudden place to be, but I am still glad that I got to experience that. In case you cannot tell, I'm very comfortable when I'm in my element and in control of things, to the point where some may even call me smug.
You are.
And I do not like being taken out of that element, where I am not in control of things, and I do not know what is going to happen. That kind of thing worries me.
You get used to it.
Rather not. Well, regardless, I'm glad I was able to help, and I wish you best of luck. I will most likely be back later tonight if you have anything further you wish to speak to me of, but I must get back to work.
Okay. Very well.
Alright. Farewell.
Farewell.
I'm gonna show you out, shut up all the passageways, head back to her office. And then before we go to you guys, we'll go and take our quick 15-minute break. And then we will get on to your guys' shopping spree. So without any further ado, we'll be back in 15 minutes. Thanks for hanging. And we're back from
And we're
break,
back.
and it's great. All right. So
All is well.
Before we left for break, we had our super duper tag team duo. Audie came up with the code name Cloak and Dagger up there investigating the library, learning tons of information. As you guys come back, we switch over to our other two wonderful fellows for today, who are on their way to, you said Zenim specifically?
Yes.
Green
The party
yam.
members with the most charisma. Not most charisma. Most chemistry together.
Yeah. 100%.
Alright, so you guys are heading off to Zenim. You get a couple uncomfortable stares as you exit through the Palace District.
I think I'm not used to
They
it.
get slightly less awkward as you get to like the Merchant District, and then by the time you get to Dust Town, everyone just kind of like gives you like an actual like polite like nod or like smile as you walk by.
Do you smell that? That fresh air, isn't it lovely? Nothing like a brisk walk about the city to get the blood flowing, eh?
Yeah, the sense of shit and getting stepped on.
Well, that's why you simply look up to the sky. I don't see any poopy in the sky.
Getting that on his fucking headstone.
She doesn't say anything to that, she just nods very slowly.
So, what are you planning to buy? Have anything in mind particularly?
A healing potion.
Well, that is smart. We do keep kind of almost dying. I trust Kai, and Gab's coming along with us too, isn't she? She seems quite the capable healer.
Oof.
Gab, yes, but Kai, not so much.
Oh, shit. And you know, I do think I recall Sylvanus singing
Dude,
a song or two about the opposite of death.
Doing mostly nothing
So-
big.
He's healed me far more than Kai. I haven't really.
To be fair, he was preoccupied with me getting my brains bashed in. So
Say Ash somewhere at home just thinking about how many times he revived him during the last fight, just like
Once.
twice.
He healed me when I was up, but only revived me once.
oh, what an asshole. am I right?
Bringing me back to the brink of death. What a fucking.
I mean, she was pissed at him at the time, so now they're just even.
I do believe I'll see if they have any different types of perfume. Or perhaps flowers I can make some more of my own.
I feel like you overdo it a little with.
No, that was only because we were on the road and I didn't have the chance to bathe. So, you know, figure I might as well make up for the whole scent of travel with some rose and lavender. Speaking of, you know, not to pry too much, but your tattoo, are those two flowers you like? If so, I'm sorry, say it, don't spread, old chap. I could perhaps make you a nice little hybrid perfume. Oh my goodness! I'm really excited. I can make you perhaps a nice little hybrid perfume, just a little something.
It's a type of flower.
Oh!
Sorry, I almost just spit milk all over the place.
It's okay, you would have one up me.
So much fun.
They grow
So
in a place sort of near my home,
Catch
and
it.
are a favorite of someone that I hold dear to me. But this specifically is a name of someone that I hold
Oh.
closest to me.
Understood. Well, I don't want to pry too much, but if I ever come across those, I would be happy to make you little something to remind you of home. It's always nice to be, you know, reminded of those nostalgic scents. I can't gauge your reaction. You're going to hit me.
It's not.
Oh, okay. All right, great.
Alright, so you get to Zach.
I'm sorry, I caught something in the sewers. Feelings. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna
Uh,
say, what was it?
You arrive
Oof.
right inside the front door. There is the fox ferox that you know as Anastriana, as well as the elf that you know as Thea. They seem to be bickering slightly as you are like standing there awkwardly for a moment. It seems to be they can't decide what exactly they're doing for their dinner plans tonight.
Sorry, I have frog in my throat. Perhaps you should
That's
have
what you
frog legs
caught.
for dinner.
Kind of look at each other and they're just like,
Sorry to interrupt, but
We just came here to patronize the establishment.
right. Is there anything in particular that I can help you with?
healing potions.
Right. You are going to want to see myself as well as our Gwen.
Our Gwen.
Which kind of shows you along one way. Thea would still be there with you. And for you,
So, in our recent battles, I've noticed that one, a few people have been electrocuted wearing metal armor. And two, I can't move as spryly as I would like to in this. Although it has great meaning to me, I think perhaps it's better left at home. I was wondering if perhaps you had any leather armor. I could just regular leather armor. I'm not here for 30 different types of enchanted gauntlets for my one arm. I like to say that looking at Thea. Fuck. It's a T. But I'm not sure what prices you are. I'll be quite transparent. I have 52 gold to spend and 16 silver.
oh,
So I don't know if that would. If you have anything in my budget.
I imagine that'll be enough. But let me take you to Scale and Flint to work with a lot of our armors.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Sorry, this is all very funny to me every time it happens. I think it'll be less funny every time it happens, but every time it happens, it's still just as funny.
Oh, how is that Gore fellow doing? Quite the nice looking young chap.
Oh my god.
Totally not.
Good cheer.
Oh,
I was going to say, as you get in, you see Scale and Flint are working with some of like the weapons and the armor as you speak.
Just size difference.
Yeah, right. No, it's Flint who mainly works on the weapons and Scale who mostly works on the armor, but they still both help each other out when they need because they only have one large forge. But as you get in there, she's like, I'm sure, fine. Gore, is here. Yes, 1 second, 1 second.
This is what I wanted.
He comes in and he's holding like a small like wolf cub in his arms. Seems to be like mostly asleep. Just like, yes?
I was just wondering, there's one thing about you that stuck out in my mind last time I was here. Your hair is gorgeous. What treatment do you use?
Oh, actually, I use a special blend that we create from some of the flowers that grow along the banks of the river here. I get Gwynestry to mix them together for me. She is quite lovely in how she mixes her various concoctions.
Perhaps I'll need to ask her for some. See, I'm using a treatment on my hair right now, but it sort of dries it out, so it would be nice to have something to rejuvenate it a little bit.
Yes, it is a little bit of there's a couple essences of coconuts that we have imported in, as well as
fancy.
Yes, as well as a few different types of flowers, and then for the perfect scent and shine, we use honeysuckle.
Oh, smart honeysuckle. I used to eat those when I was just a wee bab.
In the Underdark.
They're ground.
And we're deep.
They're dark
South of
honeysuckles.
here.
Dark honeysuckles. Edgy honeysuckles.
They bleed.
They have thorns.
Anyways, well, thank you very much, sir. It was good to see you again. I hope you have a nice day.
Kind of nods to you. The wolf kind of like stirs a bit and then just kind of like onto his arm, and he's just like, oh, you certainly are a cute little fellow, aren't you? All right. Sit apart. Leaves. Thea just like looks at him leave and just.
I can tell he's got a lot going on up there. Smart chap.
Oh my god.
As you say. And then she'll kind of like lead you over to Scale and Flint, and Scale will just be like, hey, so what can we do?
Oh, hello, sir. I just, sorry, it's not that interesting of a request. I was just wondering what your price exactly would be, perhaps for some studded leather armor for a man of my build.
Studded leather? Alright, we're gonna have to take some measurements. Flint, can you get on that? And Flint just like, kind of shrugs and sort of begins taking some measurements of your body. Alright, so...
I'm tall, but I'm skinny.
You are tall and skinny.
Better than tall and fat? That's extra leather.
True. Still gonna take a decent amount of leather. Kind of want to put some studs in different places. What is your fighting style? What do you normally do?
I use spells. And also a sword.
Sword? What kind of sword?
Oh, well, I guess I'll just, like, summon it. It's this guy. He's a little swirly boy.
Definitely taken aback by the fact that you were just like, oh, I just used...
Oops. I just, like, fucked around with the language.
It's like, whoa. Oh, that's big. That's just like the swords that Flint likes to make a lot. Flint just looks over and just goes, yeah.
Yes, I could do... Well, I can sort of turn it into any sort of simple weapon. It's just some perks of my magic style.
Gotcha.
I'll, like, turn it into a dagger.
So do you Sorry.
Is there a kit?
No, there's no
Oh
kit.
my god.
Support?
No, one of a manga that I read just got updated. That's not important. And more than anyone at home needs to know about me.
Swear I saw
I know
2
what one.
words.
I got a similar notification.
It was Lore Olympus, so all 3 of us just got it. I always forget they update on Saturday nights. Right. So, do you normally cast spells from the back more often, or are you up front?
Well, I should stick to the back more, but
But
in the heat of the moment, I sort of just take all my frustration out.
Gotcha. So we're gonna need
I'm in the front more often.
We're gonna need to make sure that you have like extra protection on like vitals, chest.
I should mention I have my budget is 52 gold pieces, 16 silver. So if it's going to be outside of that, I don't want to waste your time.
No, we can do it for say. I mean, typically a custom set of studded leather armor, unenchanted, is gonna be 45 gold pieces.
Oh,
but that
splendid.
said, I mean, if I'm gonna make it, I'd at least like to make it to specifications that'll be helpful for you. You know, everyone needs different things. If you're an archer, you know, you need kind of protection on your sides, protection on your back, because you find different places. But if you're gonna be up front, you know, you need more protection, protecting your vitals, protecting different joints of your legs that somebody would be able to immobilize you with.
That's valid.
maybe treat the leather in such a way that some of your arcane energies won't like fray it too soon. Yeah, I think I know what we're gonna do for this.
Oh, is there any way, perhaps, that this leather could be bleached or dyed to be a little bit of a brighter color, not just sad looking?
We could do. We could treat one of. We actually have a treated here, and he kind of hops off of his stool that he stands on top of in order to work the forge. And kind of like uses his little kobold legs to propel himself into like one of the next rooms. Comes back. He has like it looks like it at one point was like a gray leather, like maybe like the same color as this. But it's been treated in a way that makes it a bit less matte and also a bit lighter, so it's almost silver. So it kind of looks like a lighter silver metal, but it still is leather. It's just been bleached and treated, so that it's a bit lighter in color. It's still monochrome, unfortunately, but it's definitely not dark brown or anything.
How much would that tack on to the price?
Oh, same price.
Oh, splendid. Then yes, I shall go with that.
Got you. All right. And then you're sure no enchantments or anything like that on it?
I can't afford that, unfortunately. Perhaps after this next job we take on, we can talk about that. But for now, the leather will do.
You said what was your budget?
After this, I will have 7 gold left and 16 silver.
Wait, how much gold did you start with? I thought you had like 57 gold to start.
I had 52 gold.
52 gold to start. He kind of like thinks to himself for a second. Tell you what. There's been something that myself, along with one of our I guess our head of magics here at the store have been experimenting on.
I will be your guinea pig.
So I'll tell you what. We normally charge 20 gold for this, but 5 extra gold, and we'll let you be the guinea pig.
Oh, splendid! I'm always happy to help somebody test out and further their magic, so I would be happy to assist.
Right. Who the head is.
So, that's right. Our head of magic is unfortunately, head of enchanting is currently out at the moment, so it'll have to be our second in charge.
Who would that be?
Let's see. Kind of like leans over to Flint and just goes, second in charge is still Gwen, right? Kind of like nods. Like, yeah, that would still be Gwenistry. Either that or I'm not sure if they're.
I believe you have another customer.
It's the tech.
Damien Thorne.
We're being robbed.
Salutations.
Well, for that I'm gonna have to work with we actually have we have 4 people here who are capable of doing enchantments. Our lead one, Val, is unfortunately not here at the moment. Gwenistry is second in charge, and then underneath of them are Lorcan, who I believe you met. He does a lot of the herbalism stuff as well.
The tall fellow.
Yes, and then the other armorer, who is unfortunately off today. I believe you met him, tall guy in the tall drow. Yes.
With the rose symbol.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure you're all very capable.
But yes, I will have to call him in for a quick day so that he can look at you being a good fiancé and stuff.
Well, we won't be heading out until tomorrow afternoon. Do you think that this is
Oh, yeah, we can have it done by tomorrow afternoon. I will just have to call him in a little bit just to call him in a little bit early. See if he can come and help me work on this today. But we can get the enchantment put in there for you.
Oh, fantastic.
If Gwenistry is a little bit too busy, then between the two of us and Lorcan, we should probably be able to get it handled. But it should be ready by maybe say noon tomorrow.
That sounds good. That's the time that we're departing. So I'll
perfect.
pick it up, don it, and then head out. And I suppose by the time we come back from our little excursion, I'll let you know any effects that I notice. I'll make sure to keep notes. I know those are helpful.
Yes. Well, we will know the effect that we are placing on it if it's successful.
Do you mind letting the old chap that's going to be wearing it know what it is?
We will let you know after we finish it, just because I don't want to get your hopes up if it fails and is actually useless.
Oh. All right. Well,
But if it does work, then when you come to pick it up, I will tell you what it is.
Well, that'd be splendid. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
As I say, Flint finishes up measuring you and just goes, measurements. Flint, Scale is just like, thanks. All right, we'll get started on this.
Thank you.
Just leave your payment up with either Tree or or Thea up in the front.
No problem, and I'm gonna go find T to see what she's up to.
All
so
right.
then I can also tell her what I just got.
So Anastriana leads you
Sounds
back
really good on our side.
to Gwen, who is working over some of the potions. Lorcan is there, kind of standing off in one of the corners of the room as well, kind of working on some of the plants that it seems that he's like cutting things for Gwen to use, and just Tree looks over to Gwen and goes, Gwen, there is someone here to see you, and I believe you are looking for some potions.
Yeah, healing ones.
Yes. Gwen looks up and just goes, perfect. All right. So, any strength in particular? We have 2 different strength varieties with us.
Depends on how much.
Well, it depends on how experimental you're willing to get.
Not dying.
We won't die. So you have your standard potion of healing. She kind of puts it on the table. That would be 50 gold pieces. Then you have your greater potions of healing. She puts that on the table. That would be 250 gold pieces. If you wanted to do something a bit more experimental, then we have this potion of probable healing, and she puts that on the table. It is the same size as our regular potion of healing. I can do that for 30 gold, and I have a greater potion of probable healing. Oh my gosh. And that would be for 150 gold pieces. And then if you're looking to be even further
God.
concerned for your budget, I have this, and she sets a potion, and it's so both potions, to her credit, so far have been red. Even the potion of probable healing is like looks identical to the potion of healing. This one is red in the sense that like you described what the idea of the color red to someone who had never seen it before, and this was roughly kind of what they pictured in their mind, mixed with a few streaks of silver and a few streaks of light blue for it as well. Just goes, this is a potion of helpfulness. It will do some of the same things that these ones do. And there's also one singular, so far made, potion of greater helpfulness. And she puts that one. That one is definitely got a lot more streaks of light blue in it, and it almost like there you hear like a small sound, and you realize it is actually the potion vibrating and buzzing slightly on the table.
And how much are those?
All right, so this one is 20 gold pieces, and for the bigger one, it is Ooh, is it? Buzz it. 60 gold pieces. I can guarantee that they will not kill you.
Will they do damage to me?
I don't believe so. We tested them on one of the employees here who was previously hurt, and they successfully healed his injuries and did not make them worse. They had a few side effects, but
Like?
it seems that they are different for everyone. I have tested them on 2 different people, and their side effects varied widely.
Tell me your examples.
All right. The one started floating for a time. And then the other had all of his hair fall out. But it was back within 25 minutes. And there was also like a very odd energy that coalesced around his hands that sort of shocked everything that he touched. But that was only for like maybe 10 or 15 minutes tops.
Well, considering I already do that, I'm going to say no. Don't want to make that worse. I think I'm just going to take a regular healing potion for 50 gold.
Alright, so that'll be 50 gold pieces, and she'll present it to you.
Helpfulness.
I'll make sure you have that for next week. Damn, I was really hoping you would try that.
Tempting.
No.
Alright, at this point, Fen, you also arrive. Oh, were you looking for any potions as well?
Afraid it's not in the budget today.
Ah, that's fair.
But I am going to be wearing some experimentally enchanted armor.
Ah, so Scal finally found a guinea pig for that.
Yes, I offered.
Perfect.
Well, he asked / offered, and then I was very excited to give you the chance to test it out.
Yes. All right. Well, this will be fun. Lorcan, it's your time to shine. And as excited as she says it, he just like half turns around and you cheer. Great. And then
My life is in your capable blue hands.
looks down at his hands and just goes. And continues cutting plants.
And it's also going to be silver.
How on brand for you.
Thank you. Perhaps nobody will notice that I'm not wearing this whole thing anymore.
Yes, maybe you'll be able to be quieter when we need it.
That's what I was thinking, and I didn't want to get it. You know, I saw you do some shocky things to the big scary mean lady, and I was thinking, I don't want to be in her position. Might as well wear something with a little less metal.
Oh, did you think I'd shock you? And she like lets.
It'd be fine. I'm just thinking for comedy's effect, like Fenny sneezes and accidentally like bumps into your hand, and then gets shocked anyways.
She would stop as soon as you would come anywhere near.
That is 10d8 damage.
Oh, actually, you know, I did have one more question. So, as you know, we have the little wormling, but do you know how much it would... Oh, well, I suppose I should have asked Scale. Well, I don't know if maybe you'd have just some sort of general animal harness available, how much it would cost.
Oh.
Something to sort of keep her on track in case she wanders off.
Or for protection.
I will admit that we have not made very many sets of armor for dragons. But we could certainly look into it.
Ballpark?
I thought you just said golf cart for no
It's
reason.
gonna have to be made completely custom. Do you want it for protection or do you want it more of like a leash?
I was thinking more of like a leash to start out with, you know, until she gets old enough to be completely trusted to do things on her own.
I think she's trustworthy.
Well, once we go into a dungeon, she might get overexcited. Or, you know, if we gotta pull her out of the way, you know, just... She's a baby.
I'd say maybe...
We can make a leash, though. I have rope.
Well, so do I, but it needs to be comfortable for her. Rope will rub up against her scales in the most uncomfortable fashion.
So we give her a necklace, and we tie a rope to it.
No.
To make a completely custom harness, I would say maybe in the ballpark of 100 gold pieces.
Alright, well, anyways, we appreciate the work that you do.
For protection, how much?
Probably much more than 100 gold pieces.
That I would have no idea. That would be something that we would make for you, and you would probably just agree to pay after we finish it and see how much we use. We would probably let you pay installments on that one, just because we'll not be able to give you a price up front.
Oh, yes, afterpay.
Yield. Is that yield PayPal?
Well, anyways, it's an idea to have for the future at some point. Oh, sorry, one more thing. I swear this is the last one. That hair treatment that Mr. Gore Kazaa uses with the coconut and the honeysuckles, how much would you run for this? A little bottle of that.
How big the coconuts are?
I normally sell it to him for a single gold piece a bottle, but that is after he collects all of the ingredients for me. To sell it just to you, I'd say be 2.
Ah! Guess who just has that much? Splendid, thank you. I'm looking for something to make these dead ends a little more lively.
Yeah, she hands you a bottle of it. It's fairly large. It's probably like yay big.
Yes. Thank you very much, madame. And then obviously, like, I'll pay for the armor too. Well, I've got everything I need.
Sure, I can't interest you in any of those helpful potions. It might be good for a friend if they go down. I was to say this is Liz tempting T to being like, feed it to Kai.
She had a moment of, the only person I would trust that on is Kai.
The friendly insisted too. I mean, I'm sure that they won't do anything too bad.
I want to know what it does.
What if he turns pink? That would be funny.
What if he grows a beard?
The cheapest one was how much?
20 gold pieces.
I don't have that much anymore.
Well.
Can do it for 15.
Oh my god.
You really
see,
must.
You're really trying.
If I give you my copper and silver, I could contribute 2 gold total.
So it'd be 13 gold.
You could always ask your companions.
I don't know. They decide to go to the library
Ask for something
instead
new.
of talking to their friend whose backstory is the library. Oh.
Fine. You put in 2, I'll put in the 13.
Alright, here is your potion of healthfulness.
And I am officially broke.
No money.
I hope it just turns Kai into birds.
Someone to buy swallows.
Yeah.
That would be the type of bird you'd be.
Can't do math off the top of my head.
15 minus 15, I believe, is 0.
Correct. How much money do you have left?
No.
All of it.
0?
Yeah.
Nothing of any kind of coin?
Nope.
And
I converted my copper. Well, I gave them 16 silver and 4 copper for 2 gold.
Oof. How much money do you have left?
She would prefer not to answer.
Oh, yike.
Oh boy,
It's
gonna be
fine.
one of
It's fine. I just hope that we don't
No,
come across any highwaymen.
You know what I do with
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What?
It's time to stop paying people for favors.
Oh.
Isn't that what Kai does?
Oh my god, no, he's the one getting paid, Sylvans.
Mm.
Anyways, thank you so much for your wonderful products. I'm sure we will be back when we have more coin to spend.
Yes, well, I'm sure I'll see you again tomorrow, yes?
Oh yes, at noon. We cannot leave until I get the armor, because I want to wear. Simple as that.
Alright, in that case, see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks, same to you.
As
I
you
guess
depart,
so.
imagine all of you meet back up at the tavern.
Yep.
At this point, finally down for breakfast, now that it is about 5 or 6 p.m., are Kai and Kat.
Wearing nice scarves.
What?
Nothing.
No, dressed normally.
Oh my goodness, they have a lot. Somebody beating them on the back.
Hey, I don't care if you're going to do this to Kai, but leave Kat out of this. They kind of like see you enter and kind of give like a curt kind of like wave.
Try to very little walk.
Oh my god.
I order dinner and like a nice glass of wine and just sit at a random table.
Not with them.
In character, T would wait and see what Fen does.
I go get my food and so where are we sitting, friend?
Is there anyone else at the table? With
These two are also.
At kind.
No, these two are also. All four of you arrived back at the.
I feel like
Back
I'm
at the
holding
tavern
like a
at the same
lunch tray
time.
like at school. Like, where are we gonna sit,
I
buddy?
would see where they sit.
I'm gonna sit at a table with food, but also with the wormling on the table having food.
Is there? Would there be enough space on the table for like the wormling and the books we got? Yeah, then I would look for open table with Arwen and sit down. Free to join us, of course.
Yeah, I'll sit next to Owen. Thinking that Sil's probably still mad at me.
I'll sit
Arwen's popular.
Don't know till you
I'll
ask.
sit next to Sylvanus and I'll like give some of my food to the dragon.
So we were able to find some information about the valley.
Good.
For one, it's one of the oldest places on this world. So this place is going to be ancient, possibly ruins, but from what we were able to find for the most part, and we were told, it's more likely there's no settlement nearby. We're the closest settlement other than Silvery Moon, which is 3 days further. It's also one of the last known places for a breeding ground of dragons.
You hear that? We might find your mommy and daddy. Big ol' some wormling.
But, of course, because dragons are very rare, the chances of us actually encountering a dragon are very low. But there's still that chance. For the most part, it's going to be the valley and then snow-capped mountains, as well as we have to be careful of the water itself, because a lot of this water is coming from the ocean, which is going to be salt water. So, but there are some clear there is going to be some clear water springs, as well as some hot water springs as well.
We should. I have 2 water skins, but I think we should all invest in perhaps an additional one. just in case.
Rations are always smart.
Yes,
You
I do
always
have some of
boil
those.
water.
That is
Can
also
you
true.
boil the salt water? Is that how that works?
Yes.
Me, Audie, the person, as I
Yes.
feel like don't you just,
I think that was
doesn't
me
this-
and Maddie saying
Doesn't
yes.
the salt wouldn't the salt just stay and then the water comes
Me
out?
It's
as
a
a person
process.
who very much so liked watching Survivor, knowing that that would be the only way they would survive.
Well, I do have a cooking set. I have pots and pans.
That's how you do it.
Well, then that takes care of that.
But unfortunately, because it is so ancient and people don't live there, there's not much other. But one thing that was mentioned, because of the salt water, there's not many poisonous creatures there, so we don't have to worry about poisoning too much, which is a relief. But still, that doesn't narrow down what could live there and what does not live there.
Angry things that don't like people, I'm sure.
Tea?
She's not a thing, she's a person.
She's also right here
I'm
next
not
to you.
angry all the time.
Are you sure?
She does say she's sorry sometimes.
I don't think sorry is an emotion.
Only if you get me drunk enough.
Yes, from what I've seen.
But
Sorry is an emotion. Sorry is an emotion, I feel. Sorry.
It was emotion I was feeling last night.
regret. You can feel regret.
So,
Feeling remorseful.
but I spoke with Knight, and she agrees that we should not leave until about noon. Just because.
Splendid. That's when I need to pick up a little something I ordered.
What did you order?
Some enchanted armor.
Oh, that's.
Well, I don't know what the enchantment's going to be.
You don't know what?
It's they said it's experimental.
It's.
It's
fair.
well, we don't even know if it's going to be actually enchanted until I get there. But if it is enchanted, they're going to let me know what the enchantment
Did
is.
you pay gold for the enchantment?
Yes,
That
but
might not work?
but not a lot because I offered to be the guinea pig.
Did they-
You'd have to think how is magic and science ever
No.
advanced if people like me aren't willing to put our lives on the line?
Did they at least promise it's not going to kill you?
I didn't ask, but it's either going to be an effect and helpful, or not be an effect and not even matter. And either way, I get my armor out of it.
What kind of armor did you?
Just some studded leather, silver studded leather.
Well, they were doing just that in Thieves' Camp, and like I'm gonna whisper it to Alvin. I'm gonna be like, I have a potion that we can use on
Oh no!
What's it do?
I don't know.
Awesome.
So, do you know if the others are here? How sooner did you arrive before us?
We got here at the same time.
All right, then I would just say if we, as we see the others like Gab, and Luna, Rax, Autumn, Kat, Rare, just let them know that noon tomorrow we'll all meet up here.
Are we going by foot?
I believe so, yes,
All right. I'm not.
because it's
I'm not
only a
going.
day away.
On foot. Oh, that's 24 hours of walking.
Well,
After the list.
we're leaving from noon. We'll arrive there about evening, so it's only going to be a few hours.
I'm still going to take my horse.
So wait, we're going in at the evening.
No. We're gonna ride. We're gonna rest up, and then the next morning. Because if we were to ride, we would originally arrive there at night, and we're not gonna enter there at night. So we might as well get evening, short distance away, a place where we can hole up, hidden, get well rested, and then attack it in the morning, which is most advantage to us and least advantage to possible demons.
Okay.
Is that agreeable?
Works for me.
All right. I'm gonna go see if I can find some of the others and let them know that we'll be leaving by noon tomorrow. Any questions for us from our excursion to the library?
Did you have a nice day?
Yeah.
Meet anybody interesting?
Aaron did. Very interesting people.
Well, not necessarily met.
Well, I mean, you had a great introduction to Knight.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, they do some cool stuff with blades, with daggers. Have you seen it? It's really cool.
Don't know
They're
who
like,
they are.
I mean, I've never met them.
They're Knight and Aqua prefects at
I've heard of them. I've just never met them.
Boy!
Oh, sounds like somebody's opening up a fresh casket of ale.
That guy just opened a can.
Yield PBR.
Aqua and Knight are both prefects at the Magic Academy. One is a Knight Enchantress. The other one is a Blade Dancer. What Arwen's referring to is that she can make daggers like float around her, send them out, return them.
Sorry, I said the word understood way too fast.
That's why I was like,
Understood.
I was like, wait. I was like, do you want me to stop? Or?
Understood.
Just choke on your own tongue, it's fine.
But that's what they can do.
I'm sure they'll be most helpful.
Yes. They would not be prefects for nothing.
Anyways, this has been nice. I finished like eating my food really fast. I'm going to go organize my library. I've advertised around some little. I mean, listen, if anybody who's coming to try to kill me, they're gonna know I'm here. It's just I have a little bit more protection here. But I let some of my regulars know that I will be temporarily setting up my collection here, so I have to go organize them.
Did you let Sandra know? You know you're selling things out inside
I'm not.
her shop.
No. I'm not selling. It's only they only have to pay me if they never return it and they're an honest person and they come back and tell me they're not going to return it. I make most of my money through private lessons, as you can tell. I should. I'm gonna let Sandra know that there may be some people asking for books.
What kind of books did you bring?
Oh, well, I'm glad you've asked me, Arwen. I do have a wide breadth and collection, but
I wanted everybody to make that face. I wanted to know what would happen.
Specifically,
So that's why you're chaotic and chaotic tired.
Now, listen, I had to barter with an orc man from the north for several months to get a hold of this one. Now, it's the history of all known orc poets, and did you know they have 16 different words for the word pain?
Yes.
Wow.
See? Let's see. And we have it has some works of the most well-known. They were killed in their society for being poets, but we have some work from Glushgorngash and Kriegakul. You have to say it with that sort of inflection to really respect the proud and noble orcish tongue. Don't you agree?
Do you?
I think you should. I think it's good to say the language the way it's meant to be spoken.
Oh, you know
I'll
what?
say their names in Orcish. Not as like over the top as you.
Well, somebody isn't as passionate about orcs.
All you know what if Thea and Thieves can't, I'll just be like, I'm
Who?
sorry.
Let's see. Oh, and there's one I came into not too long ago, thanks to a dear friend of mine, Dragon Romance. More common than you think.
Say at that
I
one.
look
You,
at
at
the
that.
wormling.
At that one. At that one from the side of the table, you just hear.
No, never for you. You'll be young forever. Let's see. Practical use of magic in the kitchen. You know, before magic stores started to die out, there used to be some very well-known wizard and warlock chefs. Let's see. Unseen servant is the modern wizard
like
too
Taco
reliant on
from
magic.
Taco
Yes. What?
Nothing. Making a dumb joke no one will understand.
Oh wait, I have. Hold on, let's see. 14 sonnets for the Lonely Eladrin. It took me a while to come across that one. It's more of. It's not published by any specific company. It's definitely a self-published work. I don't know the name of the man that wrote it, but it's a quite interesting read. There's only 4 seasons, but he manages to write all sonnets are about the winter.
I guess they had a bad run-in with a winter.
And Enchanted Ink. Have you been duped? Those are just a few. I suppose you'll have to come and read for yourself.
I'm not the most well versed in reading. So
Oh,
I
don't
got
worry.
past.
We can always have I bet you one wacky Wednesday here, we can have an out loud reading of some books.
So I think
Some more
that's
saucy
something.
tales.
I think that's something she's done before.
Well,
I
she'll
think she
do it again.
mentioned having a book club.
About a smutty love novel.
I do have some of those,
They're
but
just reading Homestuck.
God damn it.
Hi. They came out with a sequel.
Why?
but seriously, keep the magical ink one in mind. You
So,
never know when the
at
ink's
that
been
point in
enchanted.
time, Rare actually walks in her day up at the academy. She was wearing robes, which you're not super familiar with seeing her in. But also unfamiliar is she has a staff on her back.
Similar to Gab?
You mean Kai?
No, staff. Gab has a staff.
Kai has the
Not
book,
a
I
maid
thought.
focus.
The butt?
Book!
Oh.
Her staff.
I have a butt.
Kai also does have a staff, but her staff in its shape and its build more resembles like a staff that Gab has.
That's not her.
Mage focus? No, it's not.
It's probably just like a college.
I was just saying that it
college-issue
looks
one,
like it.
I guess.
Arwen points. What's that?
A stick.
For what?
Magic.
What kind of magic?
Fantastic.
You'll see tomorrow.
Really? That's
Indeed.
cool.
I'll be coming along with you on your mission.
Problem solved, you guys.
Mystery solved.
She kind of like looks at all of you and then looks at Kai and Kat like sitting alone and looks at all of you and just goes, "Is there a reason that we're not
Yeah, the PC isn't here. Sorry.
Just giving them their privacy.
fair enough?"
Should I go as well? You taking a seat?
Actually, I was meaning to speak with you. We can go upstairs for that.
Are you looking at her or looking at Rare?
Rare.
Fuck. Rare is just
I just like elbow Arwen a little bit.
oh well, if you need
Oh,
to
excuse me. We're on camera. I burped.
if you
What
I'm sure.
too?
Never. Well, I'm sure if you need to take tea and see her upstairs, she would be
I'm
more than a
talking
comment.
to you, Rare.
Very well. I suppose
She just like raises her eyebrows.
I suppose we will be seeing you later. Lead the way.
You'll do
Shall
so.
follow you up. Is there anything the rest of you three would like to do for the night, or no?
So after elbowing Arwen, she realizes Arwen doesn't know and be like, I sort of did a bad thing last night.
What did you do?
Oh, fuck it. So, like, she looks at Ben for like a long moment and then goes, fuck it. I drunkenly exposed Syl's uncredited love for Rare.
Oh, the noble loves his servant girl. What is a story I've never heard before?
Really?
Yes.
I heard she had a hands-on instructor that she was into.
What?
I was going to say things that you hear during wine nights.
Who's that?
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God.
She didn't name him.
Didn't name him. Oh my god, this is good.
She didn't name him.
She said that it wasn't out of the realm of possibility between her and Syl.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but she didn't say anything about it.
She said that she mostly didn't think it was possible, so she didn't think about it before.
Oh.
I told her I was in a similar situation once and she should try if she wants to.
Were you? That sucks.
It worked out quite well.
Did it? Hopefully it works out well for them too.
Would be rather awkward if it didn't work out well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I guess not. I mean, you could just still tell her whatever to do. Oh, not like that. I mean, like with her job.
Jesus.
Woo!
I meant more so as like she could just up and leave if it doesn't go well.
Oh, I suppose
Well,
so.
so could Kat and Kai. And they're already on some kind of trip.
Choo choo.
That one was for you, Ash.
I feel like they might be better off there, possibly. I don't know.
Leaving?
She kissed him back, so it might not go badly.
You know what this means?
We'll see next week.
Sounds like we're going to have to do some meddling to make this match work. Oh,
No.
yes.
Always.
Meddling in others' love lives is not.
I'm not gonna meddle in their love lives. I'm just gonna meddle in their lives. Mm. And by product, it will
Good
happen.
thinking. I imagine he's bad at winking.
He's just blinking.
What will happen will happen. And if
Yeah, oh, certainly.
it doesn't work out good.
You
then
just adopted T's accent for a sec.
we'll
I
roll
did?
with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoops.
It's contagious. Liz does it a lot.
To be fair, some of the characters speak in an English accent. Like, and especially some of the characters that you speak to a lot recently, rare, talk in an English accent.
Well, regardless, saucy.
Entry.
And I'm going to the library now.
Cool.
Upstairs.
Real quick, anything either of you want to do for the rest of your night?
I have to show Luna the note that I got.
True.
Explain
Alright, so
why
there's
we're
that.
going to the valley.
I would just ask Sandra if there's any letters that came in for me. Is it hard to take the roof off of the gardens?
No. It's an enchantment, so you literally just like press something and it happens.
Then I'd probably just go up there and like lay down on the ground and watch the sky for the rest of the night, just relaxing, thinking of things.
Fair enough. Alright.
Poetic.
We go to the library. You guys get up there and there is one person in the library.
Who?
Autumn is curled up on one of the couches just reading. Doesn't seem to notice you enter. You just hear like a soft jingle every time she turns a page.
She's practically harmless.
Let's go to the next floor and fuck in one of the shelves. What?
She has a sending stone open to record your.
Your hearing might be bad, but mine's not. We're in the library anyway. There's chairs to the tables, right? Like,
Why are all your D6s ones?
because I did that.
Oh.
I do that. There are like desks surrounding like all along the walls, and then there's like a bunch of different couches and comfy chairs.
Was there a library? Was the library the one at the fireplace? Yes, and he'll like pull up a chair right to the
Yeah,
fireplace.
there's like two couches in front of the fireplace that are also being used.
He'll sit down in the one.
Rare will sit down on the other. God, why am I so stuffed up all of a sudden? This is terrible.
What?
Are you good to sneeze?
No. It's just like when both nostrils get blocked from airflow, my body's just like, it starts just drowning. I'm just like,
Happens when you get nosy.
So if you're trying to figure out which one of us is healthy, it's not Liz.
I'm getting there. Just not quite there yet.
I think we at least narrowed at 3 out of the 5.
Oh, it's been hacking all night.
What are you talking about? That's your next character's voice, right?
Yes,
You know what? If you do it, I'll do Skaz.
my name is Lily. Anyways, back to Sill's big romance arc.
Play a mind flayer that talks like that. It's fucking terrifying.
That's so much.
Alright.
He would like sit down, like staring up at the ceiling for a minute or two. Clearly not in his realm of element.
So, any particular reason for this?
Yes.
Alright. Is this about last night?
Yes.
Okay.
God, this is not easy.
Are you breaking up with me?
What? What? Huh?
Sorry. I've always wanted to do that. I've read a couple scenes like that in a couple of it's really not important. Continue.
So, last night, I know, well, this morning you say some things are taken with a grain of salt or two when drunk. But, I meant what I said. I wish it wasn't done in such a forceful way from T being quite nosy. And really frustrated me and upset me that I couldn't have done it in a more mature, sincere way. But I did meant what I said. I just all growing up, I was used to fake affection from my family, and there was only 2 I could ever count on that were genuine, which was my sister and yourself. And well, family is always very close, and I never really had any friends. Shocking, I know. But you were always there. As God, how long has it been? Like 15 years now? More? Less?
16,
16.
actually.
And you were there for all of that. I mean,
Well, it's not particularly allowed to leave.
yes, you were fretting. Like, if I got sick, you were forced to be in the room until you got sick to suffer from it. If I was not eating, you were not allowed to eat. If I were to run away, we were both explained what would happen to you.
One of the many reasons that I chose to come along.
You know, survival is always a key thing, but I you read a lot about love. You hear it, you see it, but why so quiet in here?
You wanted us to be talking at the tavern while you guys are having a conversation. So you guys.
Just imagine halfway through this, I'm gonna have to walk through that room.
So right.
Same.
I was going to say, do you have any idea how hard I'm just pretending to read that book right now?
But
Mm-hmm.
you don't know it till it happens to you, and I just don't know how to explain it.
So do you love me then?
I love you three. I also hate you three.
Don't tell us that. Tell Rare that. Except minus the 3 part.
We're reading, right? I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not.
Yes, but
I'm just smelling the book.
it's just more than that. I owe a lot to you. I don't think I would have been able to. It might seem cowardly to run away, but if it wasn't for you, I don't think I would have been able to get away from all that. I love you, but I know I'm an extremely flawed, selfish, cowardly person. I can't run away from that, and I don't want to see you possibly struggling to be with that.
So it almost sounds as if you love me, but you do not wish for me to love you back.
No. I'm just scared I'll hurt you.
Well, I mean, lots of people hurt lots of people. It's just kind of something that happens when two people fall in love. You're good?
Mm-hmm.
I'm well aware of that fact.
Start throwing dice at you.
I'm about to start throwing dice. But I also know that
I stole your D20 a while ago.
Come on, I want to hear this love story.
Alright, come on. We gotta
That's everybody at the table.
try and end on time tonight. Come on, let's go. Enough stuff in the peanut gallery.
any more coughs?
I'm sorry, should I just go die?
Yes. Okay. Just one final thing I have to say. Will you do me the honor of being together with me?
Of wedding together with you?
Being together with me.
In what sense?
A relationship.
Like right now.
Yes, I mean, if you can't give an answer right now, you can take your time.
It, can I give you an answer before the end of the night?
Yes.
Then
You can take as much time as you need.
I will give you an answer before the end of the night, for I already know what my answer will be. There was just... I would like to talk to someone about all of my feelings first, and then express them to you.
That is understandable.
Okay. Do you have any idea where T is?
Is that like when I open the door, like T?
Yes. Yeah, you were like halfway in the door when you just hear, do you have any idea where T is? You shut the door, actually?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm right behind you because I need to go in the fucking line. Are you looking for tea?
I curse under my breath and walk.
Yes.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna be rearranging some books.
What does that mean?
And then I'm gonna,
I was to say, one thing you notice is, like, at this point, like, book and lap, Autumn is literally just, like, leaning forward on the couch, just like...
I hate everyone.
Hey, at least you can't tell anyone.
Rip.
You're going to hell, bro.
Not incapable. She's not incapable of it.
I'm just gonna start organizing some books.
Rare sprints out of the room and, like, right into you and just goes, yeah, your room, right now. Need to talk.
I don't ever.
Alright, we're going to mine then. And he literally grabs your hand and is pulling you.
Okay, I'll just go.
Comes in, you and Luna just sat down on the bed and she's like, can you please do this literally anywhere else?
No.
I need this room for a second, please.
Like, ponders it for too long, just to bother her.
Please.
Slowly dragging their feet exits.
Luna accompanies you. Rare sits down with you. Do you remember all that shit that Syl said last night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I thought he was strong. He was serious.
Yeah.
He just asked me to be in a relationship with him.
Congrats.
What's that to say?
Do you want to?
I don't know.
Tell him that and say.
I don't want to put it off and seem like I'm not...
Okay, so there
Please
was
give me a
once
relationship advice.
someone that
This is great.
I didn't realize had feelings to me, for me, until they made a move on me, and
Ironic.
sort of made me realize my own feelings in that moment. But I wasn't for sure about them until we gave it a shot. So if you feel like you're leaning one way, maybe tell him to take it slow if you want to try. You know, there's no harm in trying. It's better to have, what is it, loved than gone not at all.
Sure.
Somewhere in the world, I'm pretty sure it was Shakespeare who wrote that. It's just like, this brain is just... I just don't understand why he had to do this now. We've known each other for over 16 years. He had 16 years to do this. And now he does it on the same day that someone else who's
That's
been...
going like,
Well, you have so many fingers,
I
sweetie.
think it was like 10 before mine.
Yes, but... Did he really have to do it on the same day as someone else who has been flirting with me since we've arrived in Baldur's Gate asked me out to dinner?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If you're that kind of person, you could try both at the same time.
That
What?
seems really deceitful, and I don't want to hurt either of them like that.
I agree. Also, maybe thinking of how you feel when you're with them. For me, the person. This is hard. The person that told me that at that time was the first friend I'd ever had, and it was one of the best romances I'd ever had. You know, everything prior to that was lust. It was the first time I ever felt love was with someone that I knew as a person before experiencing physical.
Had, meaning that you no longer have it.
That's story for another time.
Remind me to ask about that story at some point. I don't know. It's not like it's not something that I've ever considered, because I was a servant. We've known each other all this time because his family literally bought me. I was their property, so of course I couldn't leave. But he still treated me as more than that. We became friends, but I never imagined that it would come to this.
Do you find him attractive?
Maybe, yeah, but if I dated everyone I found attractive, then
Do you care for him?
obviously we're friends.
Friends could be more.
But what if we ruin it?
I think you're past the point of ever going back to how things were. The reason why the person that confessed to me was, if it didn't go well, it was the last time I'd ever see them. So he knew the risk, and it worked out. But if it didn't, that was it. Still might not realize the risk he took, but even if you say no, it's not going to be the same as it was. Even if you say it will be, it never is.
Well, that's not particularly helpful or cheerful.
Not the cheerful type.
I hadn't noticed. I love how much cheerful when you're drunk.
I thought that was a horse.
I'm cheerful when I'm around those that I'm comfortable with, in my own way.
Oh man.
She flares her nostrils if she's happy.
Arwen says from under the bed.
By the way.
So, if you think there's any possibility, try it. If you don't, don't.
Sorry, my bra strap is doing awful things to my shoulder right now. Right. Well, promised him I would give him an answer tonight, so this is sure to be great. I'm gonna go drown myself in the bath.
I mean, it could be worse. He could think of you as a slave.
Well, yeah, clearly, but I think we're well past the point of that, to quote you.
Oh.
Fuck off.
If you don't want to, you don't want to. Maybe it'll work out differently for you. But if there's any sort of inkling, it's the best that I've ever had.
There you are with that hat again. I'm gonna get you drunk and you're gonna tell me about that one of these nights.
You'd have to get me a lot drunker than I was last night.
Well, seeing as how you stopped at 5 and I stopped at 11. That's mean. Still, maybe when we get back from our extended vacation.
Maybe.
Thanks for the help. I'll go back to doing whatever it was you were planning on doing before I stopped you.
Wallowing in loneliness, and I'll just leave.
Oh, Dee!
And he gets
After
ice
like
cream or
attempting to
something.
like get you to open up to her and you didn't, and then you say that. She goes, "You know you're a real piece of shit, right?"
Not the first time I've heard that.
I mean that affectionately.
Not the first time I've heard that.
She laughs to herself as you leave. Other than that, she'll plop down in your bed specifically, and just kind of like sit there and then like lay back and just stare at the ceiling. All right. Last conversations we need to have for this session would be Arwen and Luna. Before we
It'll
get
be a
back to
short one,
before we get back to this shit again. What's up?
So, the other day, you remember how we're going to the Philidrus Valley?
Yeah. So told me that you got a note from someone who might be your little sister.
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah.
Hands you the note. Do you want the note?
No.
Okay.
She'll read it over and just be like, I wonder how long that's been there.
I wish I knew.
What she even means by it.
If it's her.
It's her. Still, might be though. The only things that I had any sort of traces on were your brothers, but I have absolutely no idea where in the jails they're keeping them. I've tried to sneak down there a few times, but I haven't seen anyone. I obviously haven't.
I hurt.
What'd you do?
I just felt like my whole shoulder blade snap.
Ooh.
But there's obviously more parts of the jails and the dungeons that I haven't seen, but the parts that I've seen, I haven't seen any trace of them.
Well, I guess the one thing we can do for now is try and see if this note has anything to it.
Fair enough. I'm definitely coming with you for that. Think we could ever ask one of the dukes or duchesses that you see about, where in the castle they're being kept and for what?
The brothers?
Yeah, your brothers. They were arrested and taken to some jail or dungeon, and I mean, if it's in Baldur's Gate, it's got to be up near the palace. That's where all the jails are.
Potentially, I don't.
Do we have the kit?
Is a kid?
Maybe.
No, he wandered.
You got bored.
Oh, that's where I was. Sorry.
Are we back?
Yeah.
We're back, and there's a Kitter Cat cam.
Hooray!
Look at that boy. I want to see my little boy.
Here he comes.
I want to see my little boy. What a baby.
Oh my god, what's happening over here? Look at me.
Anywho.
Yes, you two. Luna and Arwen. Duking it out.
So couldn't we ask one of them about it?
Potentially, but I don't know that they'd tell me.
Might. I mean, we're helping them after all.
I feel like I shouldn't ask the Grand Duke and the Duchess. I feel like they don't like me very much. Except for the Lamra, is that her name? She likes the Wormling.
Just bring the wormling.
Bring the Wormling?
Yes.
Okay. As a schmoozing point. I might be able to ask Yannick and the other one. What's her name?
Bellin.
Bellin, okay.
Just think he's acting like a bellend.
Well, it's worth a shot at least. We'll see after we get back.
For sure.
That's the woman.
Alright. We snuggling again tonight?
Always.
Heck yeah.
Aww.
She'll lead you up.
Hooray.
So, I don't know at what point you make your way to your...
I think
your
he would
room.
not realize it would happen in the room, so he would stay there for like a good portion of the evening in the chair.
Waiting for
read it.
something?
Is that actual in
Yes,
character?
this is Fendian.
What are you doing, Fen?
Rearranging my books.
Right. Yes.
Interesting.
You're staring a hole through me.
Sorry, does it hurt?
Nope.
Alright.
Is there something you need?
My books to be arranged.
At that moment, still, you feel a pressure plop down next to you. And just a very familiar jingle, 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 jingle.
Hello, Autumn. Something I can do for you.
And she points between you and the spot that where we were sitting earlier.
Yes, we were talking. If I may be honest, though I feel like I'm always honest.
Modest.
I think he's modest a lot of times.
It was a joke because he was like, "Oh, I'm honest all the time."
I don't think so. I think she's going to say no. I don't know. I don't see into her head, so I don't know why. But everyone has their own heart, and everyone can fall in love with who they choose. And sometimes it's not the first, sometimes it's not the second. It could be the 100th, but isn't that what bit about what life is about? Searching for the one you love and them finding you eventually.
Oh, bollocks! You have to have more. You have to have more confidence in yourself, man. You'll notice that Fendian is like 30 feet closer, and he's using his mage hand to put books away.
You know what? Just bring a chair up.
She'll take out like a slip of paper and write on it, just, don't know, never been in love.
Come now, what's with all this? Oh, why are you being so sad and pathetic right now? You're usually like, you know, you usually have a bit more of an air of confidence about yourself. You gotta pull yourself together, man. She's going to come in here and she's going to say, "Oh, Sylvanus, I do quite love you so much." And it'll be great, and then we'll all be traveling on the road, one big happy group of friends and boyfriends and girlfriends.
Then who's your boyfriend or girlfriend?
Redacted. Anyway. Listen, I'm fine being on my own as long as I get to see others flourish.
I bet it's that bird I met in the beginning.
Actually, Fendian, I'm quite curious. I'm not trying to tease
Hold on.
you.
That's the worst! Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Have you ever done that? It's so bad. I hate it.
Never.
Really? Not even
Well,
with
if
your
your
beard?
beard keeps growing, it might happen. Is that possible?
Well,
We'll find out.
Do you ever like snort your beard?
What?
Does it ever like go up your nose?
No.
Okay, I was wondering.
Anyways, yes, Sylvanus.
But not to tease you or anything. Have you ever been in love?
Oh, well, yes, of course.
What happened with that? Broke up
Oh,
on good terms?
oh, we're still together.
Is it Gerder?
No! Oh, certainly. Heavens no. Heavens no.
Heavens
We've
no?
only been friends for a few years.
Who then?
Just a person. They come in and out of my life often, but not in a bad way. They just visit family every few months.
Back home?
No. Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
For real, actually, from Baldur's Gate, yes.
Not from down south of
No,
Waterdeep.
not. Technically, Baldur's Gate is south of Waterdeep. But listen, my personal affairs, boo, snore, gross.
Boo,
Anyways,
snore, gross.
I'm more interested to find out what happens with this. There's so much happening in such a short amount of time. It's delicious.
Well, I mean, we've known each other for well over 15 years.
No, we have.
Me
Sylvanus,
and
oh,
Rare.
you poor dear.
Oh my goodness gracious. Me and Rare have known each other for over 15 years.
Exactly. I'm sure this has all been boiling for quite some time. You've always wanted to say something, but then, and she's always wanted to say something, but now is the time for you both to go, ha! You know?
No, I don't.
Oh, well.
Autumn is looking at you like really confusedly.
Are you understanding this?
It's all about feelings, man. You know, you gotta feel it deep within your core. Do you love her?
Within your corn? What?
No,
That's another one for the video.
Can the title of this session be Within Your Corn?
Deep within your corn.
I was saying I wanted to do like a video for our channel where like we perform like a scene and we perform it in here and then we have Cass like sitting in the guest bedroom with the door open so she can sort of hear what we're saying. And then I want to have her write what she thinks the transcript is, and then we perform a different scene using her transcript since she can't hear anything.
like
Oh my god.
Just leave my hearing aids are broken anyway.
So you're saying feeling it deep down in my core, even
Your
though
corn.
she's the one that's giving me an answer.
Yes. Well, listen, your feelings are going to project themselves through your words, your mannerisms. Stop, I don't want to see any more Sylvanus. Somebody hasn't died. Well, we've killed some people, but nobody
did.
important to us. So come on, where's that old vigor back? Come on, you gotta be strong and confident.
It's about to come
Respect
back
that.
soon.
See, it's working. Old Fendi, give a pep talk. Don't worry, when she comes in, we'll leave.
I'm not here.
You're not here. He's gesturing to
Autumn.
on Malice. Give you all the
He's gonna
privacy you need.
pinch the bridge of his nose and stand up.
Where
Right.
are you going, just so we know not to listen?
My room?
Yes. That's the opposite of where we will be.
Right. Well, I hope you have a good night rearranging your books.
Uh-huh. I imagine there's like a pile on the floor where his mage hand has picked them up and not actually put them anywhere and just dropped them.
He's shaking his head like the ones that are being dropped and such. I suppose I'll see you later tonight or tomorrow. He's gonna take out his journal and then
She'll roll her eyes and remove her violin from her back, and she'll play just like a really like soothing chord all the way across. And as it finishes, you feel familiar like consciousness enter your mind
Okay.
that you recognize as a message spell. Before you hear like a really soft voice just go, tomorrow.
and with that he'll head to his room.
You see Rare underneath your blankets laying in your bed.
Oh, you got your answer.
What are you doing?
Staring at the ceiling. I thought you'd be down sooner.
I did not know where to go, so I thought you would come back.
I didn't think you'd sit in the same seat until I returned with an answer.
Well, you know,
To be fair.
I'm not going back down to the bar to wait.
Well, fair. I wasn't going back down there either. I don't need that 2 nights in a row.
Yes. I don't want to push.
No, you deserve an answer tonight. And there's one that I have to give you that is, I think, sorry I was witnessing that, that I believe was the correct answer, even if it's not the easiest one to give.
Oh no, she says it's not easy.
You, oh my god, alright, we need to stop this right now.
Still the fate of your heart is at risk.
It's full, guys. Stop, please, please, please. We're gonna do this serious first.
Alright, yeah, I can control my sense of humor after all.
You were not the only one who said some things last night. I don't know if you completely remember all the words that I said to you.
I do.
But I told you that you were and always will be the most important person in my life. And that if you and your schemes and dreams that you have that led us this far, led us to even the very edge of the world, as long as I had you there with me, and you vowed to do the same, I would throw myself right off that edge and follow you all the way down. You good?
I was like, oh my god. This is intense. No, I'm enjoying this.
Now you're enjoying it.
I've been enjoying
I do love you. I love you more than I think I'm capable of loving any other person in my life. And I honestly cannot picture a life that does not have you in it, to the point where if something did happen to you, I don't know what I would do, because a planet that does not have your presence on is not one that I am particularly keen on existing in. But honestly, it's for that reason that I think I have to say no. Because things like this, we don't know if it's going to work, and matters of the heart like this are very fickle. I mean, someone could come into my life, but someone could just as easily come into your life. I know. Look at how many people have already been interested in you since we've arrived.
What are you talking about?
Oh, come on. You have to see the way that people like Colette and Autumn and all of them look at you.
No.
You're special, you're attractive, you're good looking, you're smart, you're funny.
I think many will argue about the funny part.
Regardless, you're very charming and you're a good person, which is not always the easiest thing to find. But as I said, matters of the heart can be very fickle. And if we did this, and I did something to ruin it, and things between us got colder, then I don't think I could live with myself. I don't. Right now, you're the most important person in the world to me, and I don't want anything to ever ruin that.
The bed that's closest to his door, whose is it?
Yours now.
Hers.
Okay, he would sit on like the edge of her bed. No, I understand perfectly. I don't want to say blessing because that sounds more like a parent to a child, but you have my full support in everything you do.
As do you with me. Even should I meet someone and fall in love and marry, it will have to be a person who understands that they will always, at best, be the second most important person in my life.
I'm pretty sure you would murder anyone that were to hurt me either, and I would do the same for you.
I would murder them far before they ever got the chance.
Oh my god.
I don't doubt that. You're much better with a dagger than I am.
Better with a few other things as of late, but
I just want to reassure you if you're worried that I might be upset, furious.
You don't seem the type.
I mean, I'm a person that gets angry often. I got angry at Kai often, offended you a few times.
They both deserved it.
At the moment.
She deserved it after last night. That was more than I was expecting, but still, no, truth.
But I'm not going to do any of those things. And if anyone asks, I'm going to tell them that we came to an understanding and neither of us are upset or mad or anything about each other.
No. Not to like bring this conversation there and sort of put you in that position, but truth be told, I was always almost a little jealous of the relationship that you and your sister had, because I always wished that I mean, I don't have any siblings, obviously, so I've always wished that I could have something like that. And then as we grew closer, it almost felt like I had a twin, almost, of a different race that was just, always understood what I was thinking and understood what I wanted and just inside of my head.
Me and my sister have a unique history together. A lot of it's because my parents act like she's not even there.
I am aware of the way that your parents are.
Having a cripple for a daughter, they imagine that she's more dead than actually alive.
I think they would be very surprised to learn all of the things that she is capable of. But regardless, would you do me one last favor?
Of course.
Can you stop sitting on my bed?
Can you stop laying in mine?
No.
Fine.
She'll open up the blankets and then she'll slide over to the far side of the bed and kind of just look expectantly at the open side. It doesn't have to be a permanent situation, but just for tonight, if that would be alright with you. As soon as you lay down, she just kind of curls up along your side, arm behind your neck, arm over your chest, and just sort of nuzzles into right here. sort of hums very contentedly. And with that, I suppose we'll end tonight's session. Woo! Woo! Got through all of that today. Oh baby, can't wait to start with that fucking conversation between Cat and Kai next week. How to fucking make your DM have a goddamn nervous
Cat,
breakdown.
I love you.
Who?
Cat, I love you. I'm Kai right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I could tell.
Please.
These are Lizzie's.
I was hoping you hide them.
Oh, sorry. I already stole everybody's dice today.
Now it's time for
I
me
only-
to return one of yours.
Kidder. Kidder.
Did you?
Oh,
I was gonna say, when did you steal my dice? They're all over here.
Yeah, we would do that.
What? No, I know. I got distracted by the kidder.
I think we have to say like goodbye to the people.
Yeah, everybody have a good time tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
A very emotionally taxing episode for yours truly.
Oh, we didn't end it yet, did
I was
we?
about to say not
No.
for me.
Got through it with
Definitely
the
for
top of the
Fenny.
gab.
Oh, don't worry, that shit's coming. Oh, baby, is that shit coming.
It's gonna happen on like a watch.
He doesn't see it coming either.
Kai's gonna see it coming.
I mean, keep in mind to her, like, she didn't, like, pull anything as grand as Kai or as Syl. She was just, like, compliment, and she was just, like, acknowledged, and she was like, yes! So you just set her up for further endeavors. Enjoy that.
She's gonna ask you to a lunch date.
Ooh.
A lesbian brunch.
A lunch?
Yeah, that's where you eat out. Anyway, all right. So, thank you for sticking with us through this. I hope you enjoyed me ripping Pat's heart out of his body.
That's
It was a
usual
good experience.
daily experience.
Was there anything I could have said to change that out?
Nah, probably not.
You just
Do
had
you
your
really
heart
wanna
ripped
know that
out, take a
answer?
bite out of it.
No.
throw it
That's what I
out.
thought.
Yeah.
Go for your master, honey.
Stockholm syndrome.
No,
Let's
to
go.
be honest, probably not, because that is the thing. She values the relationship that they already have too much, and she
Value your
sexuality.
she doesn't think super highly of herself, so she feels like she would at some point definitely ruin things.
But shall we sign off?
Yes, we shall. So, thank you for watching. This video will be up on our YouTube at www.youtube.com/toughdnd. Wednesday at 7 p.m. We will be back here
No, we won't.
next Saturday.
Oh, I thought you said Wednesday.
Wednesday was the video. We
Mind?
will be back here on Saturday.
With all
7
five.
p.m. With,
Me?
yeah, with
All five.
everybody, probably, hopefully. And our tech person for the whole.
No.
And not our tech person, just for the second straight week, because fuck me, I guess.
Switch shifts at work.
Why do you keep doing this? You're a real bitch, you know?
Guys, we're still on.
I don't care.
I'm not gonna tell you this, but he needs money to live.
Oh, money.
Tell the Sheraton to stick with us. Never mind.
To buy the helping potions.
All right. So, from all of us here, we have been the Unlucky Few. And until next time, thank you for watching. We love you. We appreciate you. And bye.
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 If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be live streaming November 9th at twitch.tv/TUFDND. For more updates and content from us, check out our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at TUFDND, links in the description. From all of us here out at the Unlucky Few, thank you for watching. We will see you next time. See you later.